Welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dan Shepard. I'm joined by Lily Padman.
Hi.
I am fucking so excited to bring this episode to everybody. What an episode.
It was incredible.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If you haven't watched this doc or read this book, you must do it. Have you finished the doc?
Not yet.
You haven't. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'd give
I know.
anything.
I'm so excited to start it, especially after this podcast. And I was like, oh my God. First of all, I love him.
Yeah.
And
he's so fucking
so open.
likable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Sheen is an award-winning actor. 2.5 Men, Platoon, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Wall Street, Spin City. He has a new memoir out called The Book of Sheen, as well as the docuseries on Netflix, a.k.a. Charlie Sheen. All of it's great, and this episode is outrageous. Please enjoy Charlie Sheen.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
We were just discussing string cheese.
String cheese. Did you get one where you offered one?
He was offered.
one, and it turned into a thing.
Oh, what was the
And
thing?
I said that'll be the last time, first and last time that I'm offered string cheese.
That's
Probably
right.
today, and she said maybe all year. So,
That's a good prediction. We're in September.
yeah, exactly.
Well, that's
Yeah. And Christmas and string cheese aren't natural bedmates.
Aren't.
Aren't.
Not even
I've
close.
never seen the spread and there was like a platter of string cheese, right?
There should be.
Oh my God. ABR, we're always recording. ABR. My shirt even, see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stands for always be recording.
I see. Okay.
You know what it's a play on, obviously. You're a cinephile. ABR, always be recording.
Okay.
Where do you think we got that? Glengarry Glen Ross.
I was going to say the CIA.
Yeah, that would be.
That's a good guess.
Always be closing. Remember ABC? Always be closing.
Okay, for sure. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a play on that.
That's all.
They didn't say that in Glengarry.
No,
They didn't
said
say AVR, no.
They said always
Got
be
it.
closing.
Okay, yeah. Got it. Okay, cool.
First, I want to start with, I haven't seen you in a bazillion years.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yes, and I want to say, if memory serves, it was when you lived in a neighborhood. I knew a guy who lived in your neighborhood, was sober, who hosted a meeting.
Okay.
We'll leave him out of it.
Yeah.
But I went to his meeting at his house, and I do believe I met you there once or twice, and then maybe another house meeting once or twice. But it's been decades.
Was this person in the house that my brother used to live in with Paula Abdul?
Yeah. Across from
Okay.
Shaquille.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
But there was the other meeting down that was up
In Bel Air?
In Bel Air.
So that's Tom
yes.
Hansen, who's my best friend.
Okay.
He would host that.
Is it still going on?
No, during COVID, it went away. Then it went to Zoom. And then
Okay.
another friend kind of started hosting it in a smaller configuration.
I got you. Okay.
But regardless, can I tell you the funniest thing is I kind of met you at this meeting. And I somehow was aware of which house yours was in that neighborhood.
Okay.
And I remember there was a period where you stopped coming to the meeting. And I just remember on Tuesday nights as I would drive by your house en route to this meeting, I'm like, I doubt that guy's coming. What's happening in that house?
Sure, yeah.
And then I would drive out and I would just be like, I wonder what's happening in there. Because he was.
Yeah.
no one ever came and knocked and was like, come on over.
The only knocks that I would get occasionally were guys carrying badges. You
Sure.
know?
Sure.
Investigating cars that had been.
How about that? How about that thing? Wow.
Yeah, I need more info on that.
I need all info.
I do too.
Okay.
And literally to this day, everyone still thinks I was a part
Some
of
kind of
it
an insurance fraud.
based on like.
I know, you had plenty of money.
But you know what I'm saying? And I loved the car.
Yes. So Monica hasn't seen the doc, nor has she read the book.
On
Oh,
purpose
okay.
because I need to act as the audience. The
I
audience
see.
might not know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's get some more deets.
Yeah, so you had this beautiful S-Class Mercedes.
Correct, yeah.
And then this was on the news. And this was during, like, things are starting to become pretty wild, right?
A little bit, yeah.
They're simmering.
There's a simmer. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And all of a sudden on the news, they're like, Charlie Sheen's Mercedes was stolen and driven into a ravine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Off of Mulholland.
Off of Mulholland.
400 feet down this ravine in the dead of night. And I was I was up to no good that night.
Sure.
And I see the phone ring and it says Mercedes-Benz something.
Dealership or something?
Yeah, like
no,
safety alert, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure the airbags deployed, and they were probably calling to see if you were dead.
Right. So I'm high out of my mind,
Mm-hmm.
right? In some, I'm actually. It was the first night I ever ventured into like a paid chat thing. What is that called? Like a web thing.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Like a nudie
OnlyFans typey.
Before that.
Yeah.
When it was
Or
still
like a chat room, but maybe you had to pay.
A love line with video.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, super. Like it was somewhere like maybe in Sweden. I don't know.
Okay, wow.
Or Switzerland. And I was waiting, and I see the countdown, and I got a minute to go, right? And Mercedes call, and I've been waiting for like an hour, and I pick up. I'm like, hello, and they like, are you okay, sir? I'm like, in a minute, I'll be better.
Yeah, I'm impatient. Is that what the alarm said?
I guess so. She says, "Okay, your airbag just deployed." I said, "Well, that's weird because my car's in my driveway."
Right.
And she said, "Sir, is there any way you could stay on the phone with me and let me know if your car's in your driveway?" And it was a stationary phone. I said, "No, but I'll leave it off the thing. I'll run down there and I'll come back."
Yeah.
And I come down there, and it was one of those things where you think your mind is playing a trick on you. The car's just gone.
Yes.
Yes,
It's gone. So I'm like, oh shit, the kids, right? So I run and check on the kids. They're still there. Okay, cool.
Oh, because you're like, well, maybe my children drove this thing.
No, that
No, just they were
like they
kidnapped
were
and then they.
stolen.
if there was, if
If they got the car, did they get the kids?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
God.
but they were with the nanny, and so it was like that.
Yeah.
And so I got back on the phone. I said, the car's gone. And she's like, okay, do you want to report it? I'm like, I mean, maybe not right this minute.
I'll call you back.
Exactly. And then so this whole thing, that took about 6 maybe 7 minutes, right?
Uh-huh.
As I'm still on with her, the doorbell rings. I'm like, oh shit, hold on. I mean, let me call you back, right? And I run down, I'm in a robe, I'm sweating, hair, eyes, the whole thing, right?
Oh my goodness.
Chaos.
And I open the door and there's 2 cops.
Oh,
geez.
just so you want to see.
Yeah, and I'm in a robe, and I'm like, hi, how can I help you?
Hello, officers.
Yeah, and they said, we just want to, first of all, we're glad you're okay. We need to just take a look at your body. And I'm not in the best shape at the time, and
Right.
but they asked me to lift the robe, and they're looking at my legs. So I start putting it together. They wanted to see if there were scratches or cuts or dirt or branches or
Yes.
Weird.
That you had dumped. Yeah.
yeah. I drove it and then
Ran from the scene, flat.
Climbed up the canyon 400 feet
Yeah.
through dense foliage
Not
and
to
brush.
mention what injuries you would have sustained.
Exactly.
rolling down the
Yeah.
floor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought you pushed it off.
Or just drove it off and then didn't want to get a DUI.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then the timeline was so compressed. There's no way I could have made it up there. I mean, that would have taken at least 20 minutes?
Yeah.
No, that would have
Even
been
in great
hours.
shape.
Yeah.
Even in great shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. But then I would have had to sprint down Mulholland 2 miles back to my house.
You would have needed an accomplice, somebody else that would have driven you back.
Right. Or they'd owned a helicopter. I mean,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah, that's wild.
And then to this day, but it was the weirdest thing because my I had a Chevron card. Remember we used to have gas cards to the specific gas
Sure,
station?
mobile, Shell.
Yeah, so I had a Chevron card that was used later on that same night. And they had video of the guy using it. And the cops showed up a few days later and they played it for me. And it was the guy had a limp. It was right out of the movies,
Oh,
right?
sure.
And my brain wanted to latch on to a memory that it couldn't quite, it couldn't come to terms with.
Yeah.
It was the strangest thing. And I felt that if I could be hypnotized, that I would know who that was.
Because because the limp was such a giveaway. You'd be
Right.
like, well, I'd remember a man with a limp.
Yes, it was like one cell from closure,
Yeah.
or connection,
Yes.
But if I get hypnotized, then I can't be used as a witness in a case, correct?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that
Doesn't that
true?
disqualify somebody?
I've never
I've
heard
never heard
that.
that.
Do we have a research team?
Yeah, we do a fact check after this, so I
Okay.
will be looking it up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Okay, I think that's a thing. But so then it was a show night.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So I still
You
had
were
to like
taken.
somehow get a couple hours sleep, learn some dialogue. And by then the whole place was like.
And you never connected with the gal in Sweden, I can't imagine.
I did not.
So there's kind of a
No.
love lost
Wow.
story.
Yeah,
or
it
a
really is.
misconnection.
The one that got away.
The one that got away.
No one got away.
But then when I got to the stage, there's Chuck Lorre and Lee Aronson. They're kind of looking at me, because we had to push the run through back like an hour or 2 hours,
Sure.
right?
And it's now all over the news, correct?
It is
they would-
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
my
everywhere.
God.
And so they looked at me in a way kind of like, so what happened?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, hey, man, are you okay?
Yeah, no way. You
It
lost
was-
that right. Yeah. You
Right?
brought that up a
I was
while ago.
Instantly guilty when I walked
Yeah.
in.
But that's one of the costs of being an addict is you lose benefit of the doubt.
You do.
Yeah.
Which
do,
is
yeah.
And rightly
reasonable
so. Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, but if you just break down the mechanics
Yes, I
of
agree.
what would be required
Yes.
to
Yes,
pull
yes.
that off.
Yeah.
If I had pulled it off, I'd be bragging about that like this many years later.
Exactly.
Right? And then here's how the
it would take
second
a normal man 20 minutes to go up the hill, and I was up in 8.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now, do you get defensive in those moments? Like when he's like, so what happened? Are you defensive?
Instantly.
You are, yeah.
Yeah. But I've gotten better
That's
over the
good.
years. Yeah.
We just had
Yeah.
an expert on yesterday, and he was saying one of the things that humans respond most severely to is being
Yes.
accused of something they didn't do.
Yes.
And he kind of said, how do you feel about that? And I said, well, I hate it. And with the irony of I've gotten away with so much stuff.
That you
Right.
did do.
And then the time I get pulled over sober and the guy's like, how many drinks you have tonight? I'm like, I haven't drank since 19,
Right. All
Like,
indignant.
forget the fact that I got away with it so many times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now the punchline to the story,
Oh, yeah.
Monica,
Okay.
if I have this right, is that's not the only time his car was
That is not
put into
the
a
only time.
ravine.
What? Same car?
No,
Well, that car was
Oh,
a
gone.
total. That was a
yeah,
write-off.
I replaced
Oh.
it with the identical cars.
Oh,
I
sure.
love that car,
Yeah.
and it happened again. I don't even know the time frame that it's connected to. It literally happened
And
again.
this time it
Exact-
also
Monica-
wasn't you?
Monica-
It still wasn't me,
Because I
Monica.
can see the second time it being like, let me just see if I could do it.
Right.
They
Now
thought
I
did.
know.
Now I want to do it because I already
Yeah.
paid the price.
Right,
Yeah,
and
I should do
now
it.
I know what they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Let's see if I can get away with it
yeah.
this time.
What a trip.
Okay, so Monica, it happened. One thing that can't
crazy.
really happen in one person's lifetime is their car gets pushed into a ravine, and then it happened a second
Whoa.
time.
Why would I have left the keys in that second car
Yes,
again?
yeah.
That's the moron in the story moment that I'll own, right?
Yeah.
When the guy came to the door, right? And it was, I thought it was a gag.
The
Yeah.
second
Because-
time.
Yeah,
course.
because there's a gentleman named Eddie Braun. He's been my stunt double for like 1,000 years, and he does that kind of shit.
Sure.
And
Pranks.
yeah, but like elaborate shit like that. where
Stuntman
he-
pranks,
Yeah,
extreme.
exactly. Yeah, that
Yeah.
involve usually vehicles, right?
Yes.
And the cops there, and it's so surreal. And I'm really suspicious. And I'm like, did Ed put you up to this? Are you a friend of Eddie B?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know an Eddie B. Sir, I need to take a look. And it was a repeat. I need to take a look at your
nuts.
body.
Can you imagine if you're the cop and you're like, you get the call and say it's Charlie Sheen's cars there.
Oh,
He's
my
like,
God.
Again, I saw that on the news. And then you go out there and he answers, are you buddies with Eddie? I would be like, this
I
guy is
know.
on another planet.
That's so funny. Both of you are having the exact same experience. The cop is like, what? And you are like, what? Like everyone's having the exact
Right,
same
right.
experience.
Yeah.
So
No, it's
wild.
madness.
Whoever
It's
did that,
madness.
kind of kudos,
now-
'cause
now,
that
was
is
there-
sort of funny.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go.
If I'm not mistaken, the Chevron card was left in the second vehicle.
Oh.
Yes, that happened.
Okay.
So that was spooky. That was a message. That was like
Do you think it was the same person?
Well, they would have had to had it. They would have had.
Oh,
to,
you're saying the
There's
original, Chevron was
card
returned?
was left in the console, the middle center console of the second car that was pushed over.
What?
Yeah, so it's like they're sending a message like, No, that's
Yeah, it's
when
weird.
it
That's
kind of
weird.
crossed over into just creepier terrain.
Ew.
Not cool.
Now,
Not cool.
Well, am I wrong in that there was some suspicion that the second go around was someone that you had maybe been partying with that evening who decided to take your car? Maybe not someone on the real inner circle.
Right. No, that's a good hypothesis.
Sure. Again, I don't mean to accuse the
Not at
addict,
all.
but this,
Not at all.
Yeah,
No.
we do end up with some folks we wouldn't otherwise end up with. We would agree.
Many of them. Yeah, in droves.
Yeah.
No, I think I was. That was a pretty Han Solo night as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was
okay.
not. I don't think that
There's
like.
no funny business.
No.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
So yeah, but that one
Weird.
didn't get nearly as much press because people were like, "Oh my god."
They were like, if we run this story, people will think they're watching a rerun of the news.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, we can't put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would just like you use the same copy and just change the
Yeah.
date, right? And
Same footage,
save a
maybe
bunch
even.
of work.
Same
Yeah.
car.
Don't even send the fucking camera crew, the B-roll team.
Yeah,
That's
no, isn't that
wild.
crazy?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think people get a sense of me at this point, especially with the book and the doc, and I've been really forthcoming with
Yeah,
just,
which
hey
is
man,
great.
here's everything. right?
Yeah.
I think they have to assume that by now I would say, okay, I'm going to set the record straight. That
Yes.
whole Mercedes thing.
Yeah.
I wish I had like the coolest story ever to explain
Yeah.
Yeah.
what the motivation was, what
Right.
my goals were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like why would you keep just this thing still secret?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Devil's advocate moment?
Yeah. But I first say, I'm with you. 100%, I think this is all what happened.
Okay, thank you.
Additionally,
Okay.
certainly you and I have had some moments where you
Sure.
like wake up and you're seeing some things and some clues and some evidence and you're trying to put together. This happened to me. I woke up, my fucking ribs were so sore. I'm like, and I'm missing a day. And then I'm like, oh, I'm in a lot of pain. And I go outside and I see my Harley is laying on the ground on its side.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, so I think I decided to go for a motorcycle ride. Clearly, I didn't make it out of the parking stall.
Thank God.
I guess this rib stuff is me, I guess, trying to pick it up for a while, maybe. Is that what
Damn.
And you can't find the motive at some point. Like there's a lot, you do things where they defy the sober brain
Sure.
to understand what the goal was in that moment.
Sure.
Because you can get fixated on an insane goal
Right.
that doesn't make any sense in the light of day.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I believe you 1,000%. And it's not hard for me to imagine one iota how you convinced yourself you didn't need to push the second car into that ravine.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my God. Just the energy involved.
Yeah.
Especially
That's
being
a lot.
that high.
But I could
you
see
know?
yourself
Yeah.
like up day 3 and thinking somehow that will set the record straight.
But how? Like,
know, it
how does
doesn't-
that?
yeah, it
I know.
doesn't.
How does it close that
But
circle?
people on drugs are
doesn't.
not really doing hows often.
No,
you know?
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
That's my point. Is like, yes,
yeah.
you and I now know that would in no way
Like-
right this injustice.
Right.
But I do know that there
In the
have been
moment.
moments in my level of intoxication where I would think that's gonna I got to set the record straight and push my car off this thing.
Interesting.
That's a thought I could have.
I just didn't. I literally. I mean, genuinely. I don't think I had the energy.
no.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
either. I don't
mean,
either.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that's just exhausting. You know. I mean, I've never pushed a car off a cliff. I assume it's an exhausting
Yeah,
endeavor,
I
right?
guess.
Yeah.
The other thing is, don't you think someone would drive by and see a man
know.
pushing
In a
that's going
bathrobe.
to take a while?
In a bathrobe,
Yeah.
yeah. The first one, they used my car as the mule to then drive around the whole neighborhood and hit all the garages
Oh, they did.
and see what they could
Oh,
pilfer. Yeah,
really?
and then they also took some stuff from my place they thought was valuable, and they grabbed this one box, and it was all these VHS tapes. Right, and it was like like 25 episodes of Spin City on VHS that someone, Jeff Ballard, R.I.P., God rest him, my publicist of 30 years said, hey, let's get these transferred one day. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to that whenever.
Yeah.
And they stole the box of Spin City VHS and they were dumped on Mulholland, like in the middle of the road.
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah.
To discard
Like,
it.
Yeah, discarded.
Yeah. Flotsam and jetsam.
I know.
Just
It's a weird way to tell a guy we didn't like that show.
Yeah, we were a fan.
You know?
They might have been really excited about the box of VHS tapes. Maybe they even thought they were adult films.
Okay.
And then someone popped open the thing in the back and said, that's fucking Spin City. We've been had.
Out with you.
The car might have
We've
been
been
too heavy to push.
Without getting
Oh,
So
rid
it's
of
like we
saying-
gotta
jettison.
start
Oh,
shedding
wow.
stuff.
That's what I meant to
didn't
say.
do it, but I am getting in the mind.
Wow. Wow, I'm getting a sense of how your mind works.
Yeah.
It's a trip.
Yeah,
This
well,
is
She's a nice mix.
beautiful pairing. Wow.
She's a nice mix of
Wow.
like presents nice, but could kill if necessary.
If necessary.
Good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm getting behind you if it
Yeah,
goes
that's right.
sideways.
I
Okay.
will say this. Monica started out with Kristen and I as a babysitter 10 years ago.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yes. And then this got elevated to she was Kristen's assistant. And then one of the very first things somehow we made her do, or Kristen made her do, was people were coming over to look at a duplex we just
Oh.
bought to rent.
Okay.
And she goes in with this couple, and the couple says, "Where's the washer and dryer and refrigerator?" Which they had seen in the previous trip
Okay.
over. So someone had broken into this duplex and stolen all of
Oh.
the appliances.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm finding out real time with the people who are trying to,
wow.
I'm trying to
Decide.
sell it to, basically.
And
Yeah.
she's
So-
27.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, they weren't very good, so we're replacing them.
Oh,
and
you
we're
came up with that
upgrading.
like in the moment?
I was so proud of
Wow.
myself.
So you didn't make the place look like it was a prime spot for crime.
Exactly, because who
Got
would
it.
want to go move into a place where everything was just stolen?
Right.
And so she calls me and says, "Oh, hey, that duplex was robbed. There's no appliances." And I was showing the people, and I go, "Well, what'd you say?" And she goes, "I told them you were upgrading them." And I literally went, click, like
Yeah.
you're invited to be around forever.
Yeah.
You know how to handle
Yeah.
shit when it goes sideways.
Wow.
This is a very valuable quality.
Wow.
You gotta think I
and
know.
That was a
Yeah.
big moment for us, whether you
Wow,
realize it
I
or
didn't
not.
realize.
a valuable and a rare quality.
Very
Yeah.
rare. Thinking on
Yeah.
her feet, lying to their face.
I mean,
Right.
I feel bad.
There's nothing to feel bad
You
about.
shouldn't. They did get better
That's true,
appliances.
but what if they got like robbed?
They didn't. It's never
Are you
happened again.
sure?
Well, I know because we still
People
own
still,
them.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, and are they're still there?
We don't.
I don't
I don't
know.
think they're still
Oh, okay.
there. That was a decade ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a
okay.
long time.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be
Okay.
great if they were still there. They love it so much.
Yes, I would love to think that that's what it was.
There's something I've been carrying around for, like, how long ago was the Tom meeting in Bel Air? Like, that was like
21 years ago.
Okay. I was a dick to you one night.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tell
like,
me.
not cool. Like an asshole 5,000.
Tell me because it's
yeah.
so bizarre. I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
it was just, and and for the longest time, I wanted to like the next day or the next week or the next month. I was like, I gotta make that right. And here we are, 20 years
Aw,
later.
this is lovely.
been
And
sitting
I
on
have
this
zero.
thing. It was Halloween,
Okay.
and we were sharing, and I, Halloween with like super tiny children is not fun. It's just
Yeah.
not. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's fun for the photo on the fridge later.
yeah.
But
Yes.
just the whole,
Dragging
the
them
effort, it's
around.
effortful.
A lot of
and
crying generally.
yeah.
Yeah, scary
Yeah.
monsters are everywhere.
Exactly.
It's not an ideal scenario.
And I was kind of in a pissy mood in my share, and I was bitching about Halloween and just zero gratitude about anything, And then he, like a couple people later, he started sharing, talking about, well, that's, I don't think you had kids yet, right?
No.
He's like, yeah, no, we had a great time. Went to a couple of parties, and you were like giving like the fun version of Halloween, and I literally like in the middle, I said, try it with fucking kids, dude. And it was so like, it was so inappropriate and unnecessary and uncalled for. So 20 years later, apologies. Apologies.
Yeah, no
So,
problem.
Sorry about that.
Do you find this to be the case? I have found this numerous times. Now, look, there's a lot of people I've made amends to, and like, thank God I did, and they were really hurt, and that repair had to happen.
Right.
More often than not, I've called people and said, I did this and I did that, and they're like, yeah, I never give a fuck. Like, I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
But I'm living with this notion that this person like fucking hates me over it and
Sure.
that felt betrayed by it.
Sure.
And I do think that's an interesting part of making amends is like you've built up a lot of it in your mind
For sure.
that isn't really there.
For
It's just
sure.
you're holding it, but they weren't.
Yeah, we've sort of decided the level of trauma for them
Yes,
that they've been carrying as a result
Yes.
of our behavior.
And we're not even that important in their life.
Exactly.
But that's what apologies are, though. They are for you. They're because you don't like the way you behaved. It doesn't match your values or who you want to be. So that's
Sure.
what it's about more than the
Correct.
person, really.
And-
Correct.
But I do think, the process of making those teaches you crystal clear, you only carry your own mistakes, really. You don't really carry other people's all that much.
Sure.
You just go like, that person's whatever. But what haunts you and gives you shame and tortures you is your mistakes. And I think that has given me some grace in times where people are, in my opinion, wronging me. And I go like, oh yeah, I'm a little upset today, but like, I will not think about this in 8 years trying to fall asleep. And that person will. And I don't want that for them. And I actually
Right.
feel bad in this moment
Right.
because that's what you're accumulating those things.
Yeah. Yeah. But when, like the second that we booked, that this was put on the schedule, and thank you, it's an honor to be here.
Oh, yeah,
It's an
yeah.
honor
I was
for
like,
us.
oh, cool. I get to clear up that thing from like 2
That's
decades
so
ago.
nice.
Okay, cool.
That's very
But you know-
nice.
Yeah, but you know what's great is a testament to, and I thought this a million times while watching the documentary. I was like, the guy's just so fucking likable. He's so fucking.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
so.
Oh, thank you.
You're beyond that. You're likable. You're lovable.
Thank you.
And it's funny because a million different people could have said that in a meeting, and I would have wanted to fight him afterwards.
Right.
But I just think your likability.
You're like,
let
it's
me
just Shane,
hear
whatever.
that.
Yeah.
And maybe even flattered that you are addressing me. I grew up,
Wow.
I'm 10 years younger than you. It's
Wow.
not like I wasn't a fan of yours
Oh,
as a
thank
kid.
you.
I was.
Thank
So I'm
you.
like, get out of here. The dude from Platoon just told me to shut up about doing with kids. That's great.
Wow.
It also sounds kind of like a joke. Like maybe
Yeah.
I would just think that was funny.
People certainly laughed.
Right.
I would have said it with a little bit of a chuckle, though.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, it was sour grapes, man. Yeah.
Okay, so I absolutely love the doc.
Thank you.
I've told so many people on here, and I'll tell you the accomplishment I think of it is like, in full honesty, I come in for a lot of different things. Like A, I've met you a couple times. B, I'm going to rubberneck. Like I kind of want to rubberneck. I want to hear some great fucking drug stories
Nice.
because I'm a
Yeah.
junkie too, and I like those.
Right.
And I'm totally served that up in a very delicious way. And then it ends in the most satisfying and heartwarming and beautiful way that I'm like, my God, this thing worked on every level.
Oh,
like
wow.
I'm
Thank you.
really emotional at the end.
Wow.
I just moved beyond belief. It had everything I could want.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's spectacular.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
And then I'm 2/3 of the way through the book. So
Oh,
I
you
have-
are? Oh,
yes,
wow.
yes.
Okay.
I'm listening to you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And are you getting a sense that the book is telling stories in a different way, or filling in some blanks from stories in the doc?
Absolutely.
The ones that overlap.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
There's a ton more in the book.
Right,
And
right.
it's also, and I want to compliment you. And I guess I mean, I'll be honest with you. While I'm listening to it, I'm like, who did he get to write this book? I thought, oh, you know what? He probably got one of the sitcom writers that wrote for him and really knew how to write in his voice. Because you know these great writers, they do that. They learn your voice,
Right.
And they can write for
Mimic
you.
it. Yeah.
And it's so funny. I thought, yeah, that's what happened. That's how he
Oh,
sourced
wow.
this ghostwriter or collaborator or whatever.
Right. Right.
And then I was reading the interview with you and Emilio in an interview today
Right.
and learned that you actually wrote the whole thing.
I did. Yeah.
And then I was so impressed because A, it's just a very well constructed and formatted book. Like
Oh, right
the
on.
structure of it's great. It's
Thank you.
solid.
Thank you.
But your authentic voice is there every sentence.
Amazing. Thank you.
Which is hard
Thank
to
you.
do. That's great writing when you can infuse your actual
Awesome.
voice
That's
onto
a
the page. Yeah.
Wonderful compliment. Thank
It's
you.
great. It's really,
Thank you.
really good.
No, that's really cool. Yeah, they tried to put me with the ghostwriter, which
Yeah.
rightfully so. You know, a
Yeah.
guy, with my history and my past, or however people perceive me,
Right.
says I'm going to write a book. And they're like, well, it's an investment they need to protect,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
we think you need to work with someone, and I was like, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And they're like, well, so like there was like an audition phase for a
Were
certain
you
amount
turning
of,
over
certain
like
amount of chapters.
chapters?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And then they finally, there was that one day where they're like, let's just leave him alone. Let's let him
Great.
keep going. And that's testament to Jen Bergstrom and Amy Bell and my team at Schuster,
Yeah, the gang at Schuster.
Yeah, they just went, okay.
Good.
Were
Yeah.
you typing or handwriting?
I was handwriting my notes,
Yeah.
but typing the actual the chapters in
manuscript,
the manuscript. Yeah, and I don't type well.
I wouldn't
Are
have
you a
guessed.
speed? Are
I
you a
wouldn't
speed
have guessed.
typist? Can you? No.
I type pretty fast, but I type with 4 fingers pretty fast.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
can't. What do they call it?
Yeah, that
Home.
I don't know. It's called something.
It is.
Yeah,
My
the
son,
way-
my son
do it.
Bob is like 180 words a minute. It's insane.
Wow.
Why?
It's all from gaming.
Oh, from
Oh.
gaming. Yeah.
And I was like, how do you get a nice paying job
right.
with that kind of typing
With that
speed?
skill.
Yeah.
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 You get in a time machine, go back to 1981,
Exactly.
and put them on someone's desk.
He can be a secretary.
You know?
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Okay, as I think about how do I get your life into this interview in some way, it's impossible. There's so much stuff. It's
Right.
crazy. I mean, I really could do 5 hours on all the things that I learned in that doc, but I guess there were kind of some thematic things that I wanted to go through.
And also, I hope they told you the dude is like wide open. Yeah, or they probably said, stay away from this shit.
No one said anything.
Okay, good.
But I know
Good.
because we're both in a program
Right.
that we won't help ourselves even if that was the game plan.
Okay.
Right?
But my thing is like, well, hold on. I put it not just in a documentary.
Yeah.
I put it in a book that I wrote.
Right.
If you do that, you better be willing to talk about all of it.
Yes.
But-
You know?
But that's great. So that's one of
Yeah.
my first questions
Yeah.
because I have at times written things, then put them out there. In the writing, it's fine because I'm in total control.
Sure.
And I'm in my room, and then I get to decide what gets published. But once once it leaves my barn,
The giant whoosh to the universe. The giant. Yeah.
Don't you have this like? Well, I had control, and now I don't have.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I went through that. Yeah, and it was a powerful moment though.
Yeah,
to
it's scary, right?
It's scary. And then I made a decision. I can either stay backpedaling, I could be on my heels, or I could just lean into it.
Right.
You know,
great.
I had to lean into it to hit send, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I'm not like a lean in kind of guy, just by nature.
Yeah.
I'm always sort of like, hey, let's talk about
Little
this. You know?
skeptical.
Yeah. So, but I think that was a kind of a cool moment to break through, to just say,
release.
yeah, like, all right, what happens next, I could say, is none of my business because it is and it isn't.
Right.
Right.
It's not. It's the part about how it's perceived is none of my business.
Right.
But then it's made my business when I have to talk about it and promote it.
Totally.
Yes,
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you found that some of the stuff is much harder to say out loud than it was to type out.
It was in the first couple interviews. And then I caught a snippet of one because I don't really watch a lot of stuff, but I did catch a clip off of Good Morning America
Okay.
with Michael Strahan, who's amazing. I'm sure you know Michael, right?
I've been on the show and met him, but yeah, I
Okay,
don't know him personally. But
he's
a great
terrific,
dude.
right?
Yeah.
And so we got into some stuff, and I kind of saw, I caught like a little section, like a YouTube short, I think, of
Uh-huh.
it, right? And I didn't look confident.
Mm.
And I thought, okay, I saw that for a reason, just accidentally flipping past other shit, right?
Yeah.
I needed to know that.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, let's change that.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable, what's the audience doing?
Yeah. It's contagious.
They're kind of like,
Right.
dude, really? Shit. Okay. Talk
He looks like
about-
he doesn't want to do this,
Yeah,
and I can't enjoy it if he doesn't want to do
Right,
it.
right. They're just waiting for me to tell them another apocalypse story or
Right.
something. You know?
So of the things that we have in common, we have the addiction thing, and I do just want to say I've gone really, really hard. I've gone harder than most of my peers did that
Sure.
I partied with. And I was really, really, really shown a whole nother level in the doc. I didn't think I'd ever hear someone's story and go like, oh yeah, that guy's he's got it worse than I do.
Right.
You mean the amount?
The amount,
Yeah.
the duration. There's periods where his dealer, who goes hard as fuck, they've been smoking crack for 3 days. The dealer's got to go home and go to sleep. He comes back in a couple days. Charlie's still at it from a
Sure.
couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More people have
Yeah.
showed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With less and less. I don't know how to say it nicely. Yeah.
Composed.
I always say this. I was
Exactly.
weirdly You know, you do have some inconsistent things as an addict where it's like you're doing one thing, but then you kind of have this virtue. My thing was I always checked in with my girlfriend, right? I didn't want her to worry.
Sure.
So it'd be like I was supposed to come on at 2, and I'd give her a ring at 2. Hey, I'm going over to this hotel. These guys I just met here, you know. And then I would call her at 6 and be like, hey, now I'm in a different motel. Now it's a motel.
Right.
Now I'm with 6 dudes that are even worse than the previous one. And it kept, and she would go like, you don't have to
please
update
stop.
me, you know?
Right.
Okay, I just don't want you to worry about me. Even though what I'm telling you is I'm with worse and worse people at worse and worse places.
You're delivering very worrisome news.
And now I'm in a car. Yeah. Now we're in a car in Ghost Town.
Because Dave lives in San Diego. Yeah. It's like, what the hell?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
What the hell?
But in addition to the addict stuff, I see so much of your story in your life being really impacted by being a little brother. Do you think so? When you like dig into what all's going on?
Sure. Yeah. No one has really pointed that out or latched onto that. Yeah, that's a trip. It was just the proximity of, being just within arm's reach of his like really fast, like meteoric fame rise with that group.
And then making peace with that. Like, how am I a loser and wanting to be as cool and be invited and be included over here? And then over here, I'm like the person people want to be included by.
Right.
You're kind of dualistic just by the dynamic you're born in. For me, that's how it was.
Sure. I experienced a lot of that.
Inferiority and superiority complex working throughout my whole childhood.
Right. And like from like 1 hour to the next.
Right. Like a light switch.
Yeah. It wasn't like, last week I was a badass, and then the following week I sucked. I was the the valet. Or the sad puppy dog tagging along,
Well, was your brother like the golden child, or was everyone
Emilio,
considered?
He was great in school. He always had a very cute girlfriend. Ramon, who's between Emilio and myself, didn't really just march to a different beat.
He was a punk rocker.
He was a punk rocker. Kind of searching for some identity somewhere in the mix of all of it. And then we got, of course, Dad leading the charge, and we're have grown up on his sets and watching his successes and failures. But and then my sister Renee is below me. But there's a weird point in the year where we're all like exactly 2 years apart.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there's a line in the book about when I went to junior high, which is now middle school. Right?
Yeah.
I said it was being exposed to that many girls with all these all these hormones. It was either the coolest thing ever or the meanest joke ever played on me. And then I said only skin clarity will tell. Because think about it, right? You start breaking out and
it's over.
Junior, it's over.
It's a wrap.
It is a wrap.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
It is.
It's so hard to be.
But you were always quite cute. You were kind of blessed with being pretty darn cute.
Thank you. I did have a bad moment,
You had a little rough patch.
year and a half there.
Yeah.
And somehow, like this summer, like right before I wanted to audition and give this thing a shot professionally, it just magically like cleared up.
Yeah.
It's like I willed it off of my face.
What age were you
like
then?
17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But what I'm going to try to put on you and project onto you is like, I imagine you got very comfortable in these very big swings that like kind of status quo was these kind of huge swings. I even imagine now I wasn't the child of anyone famous, but I have children and I do think about this sometimes. It's like they move through the world with us and they're with mom and dad and everyone knows mom and everyone wants to cater to mom. But do you guys want to sit over there? Like they're experiencing life in a very privileged and bizarre way.
Sure.
And then when they're not with us and they step outside of it, they resume civilian life, which is no one wants to help you. Like, go fucking ask the other guy, right? Like, that's life on planet Earth.
Sure.
So, like, these radical shifts in the dynamics and what your experience can be, I feel like it almost could hardwire you for how absolutely dramatic your life was, ultimately.
Interesting. You mean to be either Martin Sheen's son or Emilio's brother in their presence, but on my own,
Piece of shit.
Just a guy.
third dude from the rear. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get your own. So it's like, now I'm this thing. So now this heightened thing, but I'm familiar with it because it's how I'm treated on set. Marlon Brando. This motherfucker's having lunch with Marlon Brando on Apocalypse Now as a kid.
As an 11-year-old.
Yeah,
It's crazy. And I remember it so vividly.
Wow.
Yeah. And not even like knowing
What he was.
Well, knowing enough.
Yeah.
But not the breadth of his genius.
weight
and
of it.
all the weight of it. Yeah.
What you had to have clocked was that I'm sure your dad probably acted in a way around him he probably didn't act around anybody.
That's yes.
Like, oh shit, my dad worships this dude.
Yes. Yeah. He was one of Dad's inspirations, to become an actor,
Yeah.
But you talk about those big swings, and that I seem to just roll with it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that was that really none of it was planned. And what I mean by that is that I never sat down and I was like, okay, I'm going to do a project that looks like this. And if that one goes a certain way, that'll probably open the door to do this other thing. And then, okay, and if that works out, then I've done those two things. And then obviously the third thing makes perfect sense, right?
Right.
None of that ever. It was like just getting a script. Okay, wow, this is a world that I'm excited by.
Yeah.
This is a character I think I could pull off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even excel, pull off.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the messaging behind that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Keep them fooled is the messaging.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The imposter thing was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, okay, I better make the most of this because that day will come.
When they find out.
Yeah. When they knock on the door. And they they're here for your SAG card,
Right.
and
Yes.
or that you're going to only, or you're told that, yeah, we figured it out now, and here's the only stuff you're qualified for,
Yeah.
which is the chatter the whole time. At
Definitely.
some point they're gonna stick me over on something that isn't all this great big cool stuff.
And look, we've interviewed 500 actors at this
Wow.
point. 455 of them have imposters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Like
they have
everyone
imposter
has it.
syndrome without Emilio as their older
Exactly.
brother and without Martin as their father.
Interesting.
So your
Interesting.
level of it, I have to imagine, is probably pretty fucking extreme.
Yeah. It's probably a little more than the average bear is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But I guess that could have gone either way or worked in my favor or against me in that, there was, I don't want to say that I had something to prove,
Yeah.
but the bars were set pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, the fruits that I saw connected to, matching some of those achievements.
Yeah.
That was a big part of it as well.
Well, I'd imagine the seminal moment is like your brother has joined kind of the Brat Pack, right? You write in the book about going out on Hollywood Boulevard with Judd
And Rob.
and Rob Lowe and your brother and the woman that was there. I'm trying to remember.
Melissa Gilbert was there. Demi Moore was
Demi
there.
Moore.
Yeah. It was, and Andrew McCarthy was there.
Yes. And
Yeah.
you and Chris Penn are also there, but you're in
Right.
the exact same boat.
Yeah.
You're the little brother.
And you're
The
just,
little brothers. Yeah.
you're there, but you're also not there. Like,
Yeah.
if the doorman doesn't see your brother nod that you're coming
They're
in.
going to
you're-
lock it as we step up. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like this really confusing, I would imagine, really confusing, like bit of privilege and then also feeling less than all the time.
Sure.
It's like you're having more than 98% of the people, but also even in that spot, you're feeling way less than.
Oh, yeah, for
And
sure.
resentment, was there any? Because I feel like
Um,
that's a breeding ground for resentment.
That would come at the end of the night
Uh-huh.
when everybody went home with someone,
Right.
and I went home with either Chris, Penn, or just me.
Yeah.
And Chris and I would sit up late at night, like, okay, what are we doing wrong, man? What's missing from this? And he was like, idiot. A big hit movie.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? I'm like, yeah, you're right. Okay. How do we make that happen?
Right.
And then Chris did.
Yes.
He did
With Footloose.
Footloose. And suddenly he was the toast of the town.
Yeah.
And Sean saw it early. Sean saw a screening, and he came. I remember I was at his house or my parents, and I remember him walking in and saying, "Holy shit, Chris is going to be a star."
Wow.
He just like proclaimed it. He announced it. It was really a cool moment.
Yeah. And I'm inclined to believe Sean.
Yeah, me too.
If there's someone whose opinion I might value in
Yeah,
that
there's-
space, it would probably be his.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You take his word just because it's
Yeah.
the safer thing to do. But yeah, and then to watch it, then because I talk about it in the book, I said Chris and I were oarsmen in the same unknown boat,
Yeah.
and then now I'm rowing that thing alone.
Yes.
And then Chris and I were still making Super 8 films even after Footloose,
Uh-huh.
but he had worked on this Vietnam opus for like 10 years. And now that he had gobs of money, he was hiring like special effects crews.
Oh, wow.
They were still filming with a tiny camera, and he's blowing up this river. And I was the DP, and I'm literally trying to frame out Colossus at Magic Mountain because we were at that place. What's that place called?
In Santa Clarita?
Yeah, it's like Indian something or other behind Magic Mountain.
Okay.
He got a permit to blow up the river.
Oh, wow.
And everybody was in full fatigues with M16s. and
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
Chris,
So he
what
took it to like this crazy level.
did.
And then
Wow.
continued to shoot on 8mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And just kind of kept me there as the DP.
Oh,
And I'm
man.
filming Craig T. Nelson, Eric Stoltz, Sean, Emilio, Leon Robinson.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
there was like a whole,
Craig T was in those?
yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do you-
great.
Do you know him?
I was on a show with him for 6 years, and I love him.
Yeah,
beyond
he's
belief.
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was exposed to it or in the presence of it and still not on their side of the camera.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know?
It can be maddening.
Yes. Yeah. It's just like, God, I think, Chris, I'm pretty sure I could do more than that.
Get rid of
Yeah,
Colossus in the
clip.
background.
Yeah. So, yeah, but those were
Wow.
moments along the way that did inspire and get, just that
Chip on your shoulder, probably.
Yeah.
And the fire.
the fire and the fever and all of it. Yeah.
You knew you were creating wreckage.
Sure.
You knew you were scaring people that loved you.
Sure.
At what age? When is this starting?
You're an addict from the jump, yeah? I mean, you're pretty
Yeah,
much.
but I would have there were long breaks.
Right.
you
It sounds
know?
like you got pretty in line to work,
Yeah,
as did I.
sure. Yeah, but the time I would give myself as it progressed would shrink. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to need 2 months to really, when in my 20s or whatever. And,
Yeah.
and I would commit to it and show up like, shining like a new dime, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I can. That's a 3-week prep.
Right.
That one, no problem. And then that turns into, all right, so it's Friday. We're shooting on Monday.
Yeah.
My
If
call
I-
time is 5.
Yeah,
I've
if
got
I-
to shut it down by 11 p.m.
Oh my God, the math we get
Yeah.
into.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
The
wow.
math, the
And then the math-
negotiations.
Once you pass 10 p.m., the amount of math that starts happening every 5 seconds
is-
until it's 5 a.m.
is a class I never attended. Yeah, no, it's nuts.
It's
and
insanity.
then I have this thing about the time, the speed of the time, the rate at which it vanishes from like 1 a.m. to 6. I think it's like 100 times faster
Yes.
than 9 p.m. to say midnight.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, good.
I mean, even when I
Good.
have fantasies, as I do, because I'm an addict, of how I could use successfully,
Right.
my conclusion is I just needed to start at 10 a.m.
There you
If
go.
I just started at 10 a.m.,
Back it, yeah.
yes, I
yeah.
probably could have made it to sleep by
Two for the 5 a.m. call.
which
yeah.
is doable.
Yeah. No, it
That's
got
such a slippery.
It's so.
Oh, it's madness.
It got to the point during anger management where I was taking the 15-minute reset nap
yeah.
just to hypnotize myself or meditate into a place of like, okay, none of that happened. I know what's in front of me. I can pull this off. They'll know something's up, but they won't know to the extent of how high it's up.
Right.
Right.
I will nap at lunch,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you just start trying to like,
Solving it.
Yeah,
You're kind of problem solving.
But
all
you're
day
not,
long.
right?
You're
Like,
not,
you
no.
trick yourself into
right. You've
into saying you
cobbled
are.
together something that you think is a solution.
Will you tell her about the time that you're visibly falling asleep on camera?
Yeah, no, that was I don't know where that came from. I don't know. I think I do. I think it came probably from some sexual behavior that I'd heard about. Right?
Okay.
No, but I'd never done it.
Okay.
She's like, "What the hell?
No,
are we,
I wanna know.
What are we on the doorstep of
You
here?"
gotta
I was
tell
filming a
us.
movie in Canada called Free Money, and I've been going way too hard, and it was like midday, and I had this scene in a cafe or a diner, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to get through it, and I kept the dialogue just, some days it's in a different language, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't so much about the dialogue, it was about the level of fatigue. And I thought I was keeping it together, and the director, between takes, he walks up and he says, "Hey man, I see you falling asleep on camera."
Oh my God.
And
Monica
that's
in the take.
Yeah, and I've never done heroin, right?
Right.
And that's like a heroin thing, right?
Sure,
People
nodding
just,
off.
boom, whoa, or even Suboxone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is like, contemporary methadone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm telling her, and she's your co-host.
No, she doesn't
Sorry.
know. She doesn't know about
Sorry.
No,
Suboxone.
I do.
You do know about
I've seen all
Suboxone.
these
Oh.
drug documentaries.
Okay,
I know
sorry.
about them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so and overprescribed everywhere on planet Earth, and needs to needs a closer look at that shit, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, shit, all right, my bad. I need a cup of ice. Bring me a cup of ice. He's like, okay, what do you want to drink? I'm like, just the ice.
Oh,
And he's like, okay. I said, give me a minute. So I go into the bathroom. I'm like, okay, I heard about this somewhere else, but for sexual reasons, I'm gonna stick an ice cube up my butt.
no.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, and it was a good size one. I didn't want it to melt. And
What if you got one of those like big round ones they make
like
for
the whiskey thing?
Kind of small.
If I see it in the cup, I'm like, no.
I need a racquetball sized piece of ice.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
my God.
Yeah, and I keistered it like I was sneaking drugs into prison, right? And freaking and was suddenly wide awake because it was so uncomfortable. It was so cold.
Not to mention the
so
clenching
cold.
you were probably
Yeah,
doing to keep it in.
Yeah. Also, the leaking.
Yeah, you're just leaking. You're not peeing.
Right, but I
as
think I was in
melt.
I was in like a conductor's jumpsuit. That the overall
Yeah.
thing
Yeah, thank God.
tells you the quality of the movie, right? And I came back to set, and I'm like, let's do this.
You're so
Let's do
alert.
this, man.
Monica, there's
Oh my
footage
God.
of these
That
takes
is
in the
so-
movie, which is incredible.
Yeah, and then I've got sort of the melty clock going, right? Like,
Yeah.
how many takes is he going to need, right? And we
my
got
God.
through it, and I think
Wow.
after that, I wasn't like, oh, I better go get the ice cube out.
Sure.
Because we've all, thought about like the perfect crime. You shoot somebody with an ice cube
Oh, yeah,
yes,
bullet,
That's
and
right.
then there's no ballistics,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's just going to vanish. There will be no ballistics in this crime scene, right? And so we made the day. But when I saw that scene in the doc, I'm like, why didn't they just send me home?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, that guy's not well.
Yeah.
That guy's not well.
Yeah.
And I'm not passing the buck. I'm not saying like, oh, shame on them. But there was like a whole, and I talk about it in the book. It gets there later on.
Yeah.
About this string of movies that I did in a state that was just destroyed.
Charlie, I have directed something where somebody was so fucked up that I just had to switch to, okay, how do I get them through this? They have a ton of
Interesting.
dialogue. Okay, you're on a phone call. And I'm behind the monitors and I'm saying every single line and they're repeating them.
Wow.
And then I come up with another solution in the next thing.
Wow. Okay.
And I got $1 million to make a car chase movie. I can't send him home. I can't.
Sure.
It's like, I gotta get through this.
And
Yeah.
what condition was that actor in when you met them for the job? Could you tell that they were already?
I had some concerns. They were a close friend. And then even worse, after this terrible day of filming, I said, look, dude, I know exactly what's going on.
Right.
He said, yeah. So then, probably even worse, he quit cold turkey opiates. So then for the rest of the movie, I'm dealing with someone detoxing.
no.
Fuck.
Okay, I had this experience at a hotel down the street where there was a kid, 21 years old. His parents are famous. And
That's an understatement, but continue.
yes. Yes. And he would get so fucked up every day. I'd go there to work and I would see him. And he would get really fucked up. And one day it was so bad. He was falling over. He almost knocked his head open. He was scaring everyone,
Okay. Was it booze? Was it dope? Was it
So I don't know.
When she described it, I think he was like definitely benzoed out,
got it. Okay.
and
like
drinking.
overly
Like,
Xanaxed, and then drinking.
Got it.
he was
sloppy,
like falling
tranquilized.
out. You
Yeah.
know, like he would just like fall over and then come back to. It was so scary
Okay.
looking to someone who's, doesn't do that.
Sure.
And my friend went up to the bartender and was like, dude, this guy's like not okay.
Oh, you were in a public place.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were like at his apartment.
Oh, no.
No, we were at a
restaurant.
hotel,
Oh, shit.
bar,
And
and
you-
restaurant.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, they went up and they were like, this person is not okay. And they were like, oh, he's my friend. He's my neighbor. It's okay. And he was like, well, first of all, I know that's not true. And also, like, doesn't matter. He needs help.
Right.
And so, that guy was like, okay, but that's a bartender. What can he do? Right. So then my friend went to the manager and said, you need to get this person help. They need to leave. This is bad. And they were like, do you know who he is? And he was like, I don't care who he is. This is a problem. But that's the way a lot of people operate, right? Like,
wow.
do you know who he is? We can't kick him out. We can't tell him anything because he's famous.
Right.
And I think that's what,
Interesting.
to you,
What might have been happening behind the scenes is people
Interesting.
might have been saying,
Right. Yeah.
we got to get him home.
but then people are like,
Right.
but we can't because it's Charlie. We can't
Right.
do that. Which, my whole takeaway from that whole thing was like, you guys think you're doing him a favor by not kicking him out?
Mm,
He needs help.
Right.
And no one's telling him or his parents or whatever.
sure.
So like you would have been better off if they had told you to leave instead of letting you continue.
Yes. Yeah. Or,
You know?
or even at the onset of, before I even got to set,
Yes.
especially as like it's this 6-pack of movies that I talk about in the book, and how one was just worse than the last one.
Yeah.
And then I talk about like, the behavior was identical across all those different sets, and the only way that I really knew where the hell I was like hotel stationery
Yeah.
or a souvenir from the airplane.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
just sort of like, oh yeah, okay, that's all right. That's where we are. Oh, that's where we're doing that job.
It's talk about being untethered. You're like,
Yeah.
you really don't even know where you're at in
Completely,
space
yeah.
and time.
And I gotta believe, like, let's say, okay, the first 3 were whatever, and then by number 4, it just would have been cool. In the first meeting, they just said, the last place you need to be right now is on a movie set, trying to be responsible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And play make believe.
Because if you have no consequences, why would you stop?
That's a key thing.
Yeah.
That's a key thing. Yeah, when the consequences are always sort of negotiable.
right.
Yeah.
You know, and until they're not.
Yeah.
One day they become very not
Right.
negotiable, and difficult, in the moment, but tons of gratitude later that was I think I talked about it in some interview that what should have been a stop sign was always yield.
Yes.
And when it becomes a stop sign, it's there for a reason,
Yes.
And I think the thing that people are kind of responding to with the doc, which is really cool, and in some ways the book, that they're getting this story from the guy, and they shouldn't be.
Right.
They should be getting it from an educated narrator, and it's
a
all
journalist.
journalist, and it's
Yeah.
all archival, and there's sad music, and it's a whole
Yeah.
thing, and it's a if only, it's an if only story,
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it's cool, right? I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you have the same agitation when you see how generally recovery gets played in movies by a bunch of people who have no experience with it. It's like, it's so somber.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, let's put Charlie and I together and we'll start talking about this carnage. And it's just because you survived.
Right.
And it's not happening today. And you got to laugh about it. Like, it's just got to be
Of
funny. Or
course.
you would just drown in the shame of all the fucked up shit we
yeah.
did. So I guess you've had a lot of time to reflect. I'm suggesting things as part of the recipe, right? Like the fraudulence, that's certainly part of it.
Sure.
What do you think about just how incredibly high the bar was set so quickly? I also think that's problematic. Like you don't graduate high school.
Right.
I'm going to give acting a shot. And in a very short time, you're on Platoon. And that's bonkers. And then you're 21 and the thing wins fucking best picture.
Yeah, and I'm watching that broadcast from New York, having just started Wall Street.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
on a Sunday night.
And then now again, as you said, the cash and prizes are arriving.
Right.
And those are extremely heightened.
Sure.
And so I think the people that navigate it, I'm so impressed because it's an untenable level of heightened arousal.
It is.
And at some point, the cash and prizes kind of wear off. And I think that's where drugs really, where's the elation? I'm supposed to feel elation right now. I have everything I wanted. Where's the elation?
Right.
Crack gives you elation.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. In a way that no part of the job can.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it fills in for the disappointment of the fantasy in some weird way.
Interesting.
You're in a dangerous spot.
Yeah, that has to be altered.
Medicated, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a thing that I always go back to, and when I, for my own flameouts, and then also witnessing the flameouts of others, right?
Yeah.
Or even just the behaviors from those flameouts, or lack of gratitude, or just when it's, things have just, someone's completely shit the bed, right?
Yeah.
And I always ask myself, and I put this on me too, like, okay, when I was building this fantasy as a child, when I saw like the life of a movie star, or like, I saw it with Dad, but my version, my name in lights and my successes and all things, like, then like, you're in a weird motel with, two bikers and 4 streetwalkers, and you got someone's making a meth run, and you're like, wait, I don't do meth, and you're kind of like, where was that in that whole fantasy package,
Yes.
And I guess maybe you can't plan that stuff,
right?
And you can't like prepare to avoid it.
No,
you can't prepare to avoid it. You know what I just thought of sitting here? What if they always kept the audition process connected in play, like as a mandatory part of getting a job? Even if your last film made $100 million.
Right.
And
you make Brad Pitt read.
And
He's got to read if he wants
everybody
this.
still has to audition. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, people would flip out. How
They
dare
would
you?
never allow it.
Because again, that's almost all of the fantasy is, oh my God, finally I won't have to go earn it in this awkward situation. That's almost the best part of the fantasy.
It is until it isn't.
Right.
When you're, that's the imposter syndrome.
Yes.
When you're like, oh shit, okay, so now they just think because of that thing they saw, like, I can do this next thing. Now you're just being trusted.
Yes.
And treated like a commodity of sorts, And the first test is on camera.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And usually with
too
people that
much.
you respect.
admire,
Yeah. It's like, whoa. I think they should also refilm day one.
Always.
Oh.
It's like the first pancake. Yeah. I think they should make
first
day
pancake.
one 2 days.
I like that.
And just
Get it out of the
Yeah,
way.
because I'll look at stuff on day one they put in the middle of a movie, and it's like, oh Jesus, I wasn't even warm. I wasn't even warm.
Yeah. I
You know?
hadn't even moved hotel rooms yet to the one I like.
Exactly.
I'm still in the one I don't like, facing the fire station.
Yeah. So these are my fixes for Hollywood.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
They're terrible. But
There's
whatever.
something.
Whatever.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Another thing I'm wondering is like a lot of the stuff it came pretty easily.
It did.
And
It
that's
did.
kind of confusing.
It did, and some of it was just right place, right time.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the Bueller thing. The Bueller
Yes.
thing's a trip.
And Monica needs to know. So Jennifer Grey says, hey, come, I want you to be in this movie. Come meet John Hughes.
Yeah, and I had worked with Jennifer on Red Dawn.
Got it. Okay.
She says, hey, there's this one part. It's just one scene. It's a really cool character. And I told the director, John Hughes, that I think that you'd be the right guy for the job.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I think she was dating Matthew Broderick at the time.
Uh-huh.
So, and she plays the sister. She's got one of the leads. Well, you've seen the movie,
Yeah,
right?
love it.
Yeah.
Classic.
And so I prepare and I get the scene, and my brother Ramon, I'm borrowing all of his punk rock shit to kind of look like that guy.
Yeah.
You're
you
rubbing
know,
ashes on your eyes or something weird? You had rub something weird?
to look tired, and I drive all the way down to Long Beach. And I meet John Hughes in the parking lot, and I'm expecting him to say, "Great, okay, so we're going to go over here, and we're going to put you on tape,
Right.
And then you know, however that goes, we'll get back to you, like we're
normal,
used to.
real life.
Normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he's on the move. He's like I describe in the book, a man with a full plate and no time to eat, right? And so I start walking with him, and he's got a couple assistants with him. He's super busy in the middle of a complicated day. And he shakes my hand, kind of looks at me, and takes me in for 2 seconds. Kid, you look great. We'll see you next week.
Oh,
You look great. We'll see you next
look
week.
great.
And I'm like, and I stop and I just kind of watch him
keep
walk
going.
away. Yeah.
And then the panic sets in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably. Because
And I'm like-
you don't know if you can do it.
Right.
We didn't find out. If
Is
you
it
can.
I don't-
panic? And but are you also like, I'm
It's a
magic?
it's
Like-
a rush. It's a
Yeah.
rush.
It's probably
yeah.
all things.
It's all things. Like, I'm sure for your ego, it must be like, oh my God, I don't
Whoa,
have
yeah.
to do anything.
It's a whoa moment, but it's
Yeah.
also a God. If he had at least seen me read it,
Yes.
and it was wrong, then at least I got a place to work from.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know, so he had no idea how I was going to play this
I
thing.
know.
You know,
And by the way, among my favorite things you've ever done.
thank you.
I mean, you
Yeah,
thank you.
really
It's
did the
great.
impossible. You kind of walk away with a big chunk of that movie in
Yeah.
one scene. I mean, they
So
wrote about
strange.
you in the reviews saying you
Thank
were
you.
smoldering.
Thank you.
Like-
Thank you. I don't know. It's just so strange.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the thing about then, okay, so in that week, it's all in the doc and the book, you know, Dad and I go down to take part in a TV show that's pits.
Oh, this is going to
that
blow your
pits
fucking mind.
Actors against athletes, and the card we drew was Michael Jordan. So it's a 2-on-1. It's a 2-on-1 versus Jordan. It's a 3-part competition. It's
Free throws?
a game of horse, and then a 2-on-1.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Wait till you hear how it plays out, Monica.
I mean, do you want to know or you just want to
No,
watch it?
I want to know. I
Yeah,
want to know. I
Gianna,
wanna
she
know
loves
this.
Jordan.
We
I
we
do.
beat him.
Not only did
How
no,
is
no, no,
this-
no, no. Not only did he
How is this possible?
not only did he beat him, this is where he has these absolute like mythical strokes of magic.
Yeah.
Charlie hit 8 free throws in a row.
Did you play basketball?
No, I played baseball, but I shot with Dad in the backyard like my whole life
Right.
growing up. Yeah,
Hit an 18-foot jumper in the 2-on-2
to seal it,
to win the
seal it.
game.
Yeah,
This is
But it's
not a
nuts.
normal
It's
life.
nuts.
He gets out
Right.
of treatment. He is dead. He's dead. One of his times getting out of treatment.
Yeah.
Dad picks him up. He wants to just watch baseball. He loves baseball. They stop by this place, and there's grown men playing a game of baseball in a league. And because they're them, all of a sudden they let Charlie take an at-bat.
Yeah.
First swing, out of treatment, life's over, home run. Of course you're confused.
Got a
Exactly. Of
fastball
course you're
and just-
You've got like
confused.
Turn on it.
superpowers, and then you're superhuman. All the time. I mean, you're
Yeah.
extra human, and you have
Yes,
superpowers.
This
It
is
was a
too
trip.
much to like be holding all at once.
but on the
That's a
drive
lot.
back from the Jordan thing, I've got the scene with me
Uh-huh.
because I know that like on Tuesday or maybe even Monday, I have to report back and do this thing.
Yes.
And so I read it with Dad in the limo, just having done the Jordan thing, working
Yeah.
on Bueller, right? And we read it once. I didn't do anything with it, and he stopped me and said, "That's it. You've nailed it."
Uh-huh.
And I was confused. I was like, I did nothing.
Yeah.
And he said it took me 30 years to learn how not to do that. Yeah, it's a trip.
Wow.
So that's kind of what I walked in with.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping that Hughes was going to be okay with this giant, very specific piece of advice.
Yeah.
And he was.
Yeah.
And he was. But of course, on the day I overslept and I was 2 hours late, and it was like,
Really? Oh,
yeah, it was
wow.
He
awful.
gets a job. I mean, he gets a job.
Wow.
This is again. This is an easy theory to make, and I want you to tell me if you think there's anything realistic to this. Which is, these things come incredibly easy to you, and something about the subconscious goes, "This isn't right,"
Yeah.
and we're gonna fix it. And the way we fix it is we're gonna destroy it.
Right. Sure.
Some self-sabotage.
Sure. But this was, I think, before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
yeah.
an inkling of it. It's like, how are you on time to get the job? You get the job too easy. You go win a game with Jordan. Somehow you can't fucking wake up on time.
That's a good point.
Why can't you wake up on time?
You make a good
weren't
point.
late for the thing.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
weren't late
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know you got that too easy. And now we're like, you have a reason, but it's suspicious.
Yeah, it is suspicious. Even sitting here today.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of your stuff doesn't make sense.
You can't draw it up.
Right.
You can't plan it, you know?
But if you feel fraudulent, self-sabotage definitely feeds into that, I think. If you have
Sure.
imposter syndrome, it's like, I don't really know if I deserve this, so I'm gonna. I mean, it's all subconscious. None of
Right.
it's conscious, but it's like, I might need to put this really to the test.
Right. But another extension of that is, when you've, finally making a bunch of dough, wanting to, not feeling put on like, oh, now I have to pay for dinner, pay for cars, but wanting to.
Oh, yeah, can't wait to.
Wanting to just give it away.
Yeah.
Because they're giving me too much.
Right.
I'm being overpaid for what I believe my skill set is actually worth.
Right.
And I got to redistribute this or
Yeah.
it'd be totally crazy.
Exactly.
Guilt.
Guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I didn't know about you that I got so excited to learn in the doc, and this is so frivolous, but my great, great obsession as a child and to this day is Nick Cage.
Oh, wow.
I mean, number one.
Yeah.
Where did this guy come from? What planet did he drop in on?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah,
but you
nobody
guys were
knows.
like best friends, yeah?
And still are tight.
Okay,
We
great.
just don't see each other enough, because he does more movies than anybody alive,
That's
doesn't
right.
he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
busy.
How
Very
does he have-
prolific.
How does he have the energy?
But what a pairing, you two.
Yeah, and we were on this collision course. I don't know. We found each other for a reason, in the way that we did, and it was just one of those nights out that I thought would be normal, and it was anything but.
What happened?
Monica, you remember that my favorite story of him saying,
The plane.
yeah, this is your pilot speaking. I'm
was
not
that
feeling
night?
well and I'm losing control of the aircraft.
Yeah. Wow.
Charlie had an 8-ball taped to his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. If it was
I
an
didn't mean
eight
to
ball,
insult you.
if
I'm
it was
so
an eight ball,
sorry.
I could have just had it in my breast pocket. No, it was a fat bag,
Wow.
and I didn't want to have to take off my jacket, and then so I was like, oh, I've seen this in movies.
Yeah.
Tape it down here.
Sure.
Yeah, it was
Did it
sure.
work? It didn't work.
No, it stayed.
It stayed.
It stayed. I just didn't know we would be encountering like federal agents when we landed.
Yes.
Because of the thing that Nick did.
Oh,
you know.
he did that. Oh,
Yes.
that's what caused it. And
Yeah,
then
we
They're
were just
travel
we
companions.
were just entertaining the airplane.
Oh yeah, that's one.
Two professional entertainers aboard.
Exactly. We were on the PA, but Nick hadn't gone yet. There was 5 of us, so we all took the mic and just said stupid things and got silly laughs.
Right.
And then Nick was last. And he did, and he said, "This is your captain speaking. I'm not feeling well. I'm losing control of the aircraft." And the airplane,
Yes.
went on tilt.
Freaked out.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. And then the steward walks right up to him and goes, "Not cool, man.
Yeah.
Not cool."
Which sounds like Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
Not cool.
Exactly. Maybe he was trying to find that common language.
Speak his language.
Yeah. And then it went from there. Luckily, they were fans. Another thing, a yield sign and not a stop sign,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We
Federal agents were fans.
of
Yeah.
his films, of mine.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, let's make sure you never do this again, guys.
Charlie got to fly an international airplane on the way home from Japan drunk. They let him,
Paris.
Paris, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, the honeymoon. Yeah, it's all in the book and the doc.
You're so
Yes,
lucky
yes.
to be alive. Do you feel that?
I do.
Okay.
I
good.
do.
Good.
Yeah.
I was having this thought a few times watching it where I was like, man, what is that gap between, why didn't Nick blow up? How can Sean be in the dock pen and he didn't disintegrate? Like a lot of us played with fire.
Right.
And what is that weird little smidgen between you, Downey,
Right.
but then these other guys who certainly were doing a lot, but they were just one standard deviation above where they coasted. And it's like, it's not a huge gap.
No, I think maybe they are still getting that rush from the work.
Mhm.
I don't think they feel as fraudulent.
Interesting.
I say that not knowing either of them,
Right,
but
right,
that's
right.
just my hunch.
Yeah, I think they were just doing it at a level that was so committed. It required a focus I was too lazy to
Yeah.
tap into.
Yeah.
They probably cared deeply about the quality of the work
Sure.
and maybe the accolades or being recognized as being very, very good. I
Right.
don't know if you did or not.
Well, they had set the bar really high for themselves to then
Yes.
have to top or
Yep.
or at least create performances and find material that would be you know
Consuming.
yes, and also super unique.
Yeah,
and,
high caliber.
yes, very challenging.
Yeah.
And different from what they'd just done.
Right.
And I think, just because whatever, I think they had access to better material,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think they were trusted more with the stuff that required that level,
Yeah.
and good for them.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing I would shy from. I would read a script
Yeah.
that was like really challenging and way outside, like
And get
just
scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The other thing I would argue, in addition to the being that focused on the commitment, is also whatever the pain and angst was, that level of medicating was enough for them to
Mhm.
find comfort, and your level of pain and discomfort required the amount you were using.
sure. It's not a one size fits all, is it?
It's not.
No,
It's not.
no.
Yeah. What was the very hardest thing for you to talk about in the documentary?
It was the sex stuff.
Yeah.
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 I mean, but it was, again, it was that thing of the way something exists up here and feels in here and finally comes out. And it's the story I wrote about how I'd be judged, what was going to happen, what the results would be.
Yeah.
None of it happened. And it feels better out there than it did in there for so
Yeah.
long,
Oh, that's good.
And isn't it? It's so curious. I like really mulled over. I'm like, yeah, man. To say that, hey, I've had sex with guys along the way. It's so weird because if I had met you as gay or met you as bi,
Right.
there's nothing there. It's this. What's so weird or interesting is like, but I had him in this category.
Right. Yeah.
It kind of speaks to how like inflexible our. Well, this is a story because I had him in this category, and it's just kind of a testament to how like that aspect is interesting.
Well, it was pretty crack fueled, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
say
yeah.
that to excuse it or be like, oh,
Yeah.
only that thing.
Yeah.
Because even if there's a drug, an intense drug involved,
Yeah.
it still has to open a door of a room that already exists, right? Maybe or maybe not.
Well, I'll just give you one example. Our favorite podcast we've ever heard in our life, we share it, is this episode of Radiolab called Blame.
Okay.
And this man who was married and happy and a normal guy, he got this procedure because he had epilepsy, and they cut a corridor in his brain so the two sides couldn't fight.
Oh, damn.
And in the process of doing that, they cut the circuitry from your, central brain, your pleasure, all that stuff, the circuitry to your frontal lobe that says like, oh yeah, I desire that, but that's insane. We're not going to do that.
Right.
That got cut. This woman who's lived with this husband gets a knock at the door. She goes downstairs. The Homeland Security is there because he is consuming a tremendous amount of pedophilia, child pornography.
Shit. Wow.
And she's like, what? That's not my husband. And as they point out in this book, that part of the brain, the reptilian brain, it just wants everything that's an option.
Wow.
Basically, the part they tinkered with, like, released this, like, he had no inhibition.
Wow.
And it's such an interesting question because it's like, is it his fault? Like, they performed a surgery
Right,
and now
right.
he's different.
And
Sure.
there's a medication that can put him back to normal, but he has to serve his time for this thing.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
Wow.
which he does.
Damn.
But it's a very complex.
It's very complicated.
Wow.
You know.
But the brain and chemicals, they really can change a person.
For sure. For sure.
And crack just, it ignites the reward circuitry,
right.
and you just get stuck in the reward circuitry.
Sure. Yeah.
And so, I mean, honestly, anything's on the table.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, given a long enough time horizon.
Right, and I use the metaphor of the menu that I had exhausted one side of the menu, like basically everything from every
Yes.
appetizer to every entree, every freaking all of it, every
Yes.
dessert, and finally just went, oh,
There's more on the back.
what's all this?
Yeah.
Sure. And the company I was keeping was mostly women in the adult film profession.
Yeah.
And so they're, doing jobs during the day and coming back telling stories
Yeah.
about stuff that's only on that other side.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, wait, so you can put that? And they're like, of course we can.
Yes.
So there was never, I didn't have to be done secretly.
Yeah.
Right.
They were just
right.
part of it. And It was like,
Right.
all right, well, this is what we're doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But it was a relief to talk about it.
I bet.
And the reason I did, for a couple of reasons, for myself first and foremost,
Yeah.
but prepping for the documentary, the director Andrew Renzi, who I think is a freaking genius,
Yeah.
right? I mean, right?
Yeah,
Look what this guy put
No,
together.
it's incredible.
What the hell? What
Yeah.
the hell?
Yeah.
He said, "Look, man, at some point we got to get into this other thing
Mm-hmm.
because the amount of research that he did. He read basically." He scraped the internet or dove into it in a way like he was an AI
Yeah.
program, and
Yeah.
found a lot of stories and rumors and stuff about me and said,
Yeah.
hey, this is stuff that people have talked about for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about us, taking a
A peek at that.
peek at that? Yeah.
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 And I said, all right, let's, okay, sure. And so,
Good for you.
and then thank you. But because right when we finished my interviews for the doc is really when I was able to really sit down and dive and really start the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I knew, all right, so it's already going to be in the other thing. And if it's not here, and the other thing was that there's with that amount of crack, right?
Mhm.
If that story or those experiences weren't part of that journey, people would be like, it usually goes there.
Yes.
Right.
This is what we know from being in the rooms. It's like you hear someone tell a story and you're like 90% there. It's like, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
100 out of 100 other people end up cheating on their wives when they're in that
Exactly.
situation, but
Exactly.
you didn't.
Yeah. So I didn't want to create
Yeah.
that vibe that like there was
Some stinks.
Yeah. Something stinks.
Yeah.
So there was that part of it. I don't know. I just think it was. I think the way it worked out is working out. I think
It's cathartic.
I think it's cathartic.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
humanizing.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
think people,
Right on. Thank you.
especially celebrities and especially you've been, splashed all over the news and whatever. People have ideas about you. And when they hear these stories, like he's a person. He's just a person.
Right. Yeah.
And with some extraordinary life highlights.
And then, sorry, I had a pretty good line on a show a few weeks ago. I said, well, I guess I just really wanted to have even more in common with Richard Pryor, Marlon Brando, and Mick Jagger.
Exactly.
So-
All your heroes.
Right?
Yeah.
What are we
Sure,
doing?
sure. Okay, the part of the doc that was the hardest for me to watch was the 100 city live tour at the height of the Tiger Blood
Yeah, it was
mania.
awful. Yeah.
Is that as bad? Is that the worst?
That was hard for me to
Because
watch.
you're now confirming what you feared, which is your show sucked, right? You didn't
It was
have
awful.
a show.
It was actually it was 21 cities.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, but in 30 days.
It's too much.
Yeah.
You don't have a show. It hasn't been written. You're and guess what? You're dead in front of the people you're disappointing.
Yeah.
And this fear that was in the back of your mind, the fucking shadow that's always told you sucked, you're now sucking.
Oh yeah. In real time. Yeah.
I don't know how you continued to keep doing the live. I mean, of all the crazy endurance you have, that's the one where I'm watching that and I'm like,
I
oh
know,
my
it's-
fucking God, if I had to go bomb every night
Yeah, it was
on
cringe,
stage,
Cringe City, yeah.
I might be suicidal.
But did
I
you
know.
care, or were you like, you know what, I'm just gonna go do drugs in 5 minutes? Like, were you even present enough to care?
No, I was off all the drugs.
Oh, you
That's the thing. But I
were.
wasn't off a specific one, which was testosterone.
Your numbers were
Oh.
4,000.
They
Oh.
That's
Oh
unheard
my
of.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Yeah. It's a roid rage.
Yeah.
It turns into a roid rage. That's really what that whole thing was.
Yes.
But I guess there was still, traces. There was because to just stop everything, just to prove a point,
Yeah.
it still was in my system.
Yeah.
Your brain was not well.
No,
Yeah.
no. And then I was adding crazy cream all over my body. And then
Yeah.
like, well, let's take this thing on the road. Now, granted, I could have said, no, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
But then they start throwing out the numbers and they
course.
start feeding the ego.
Yeah.
And then the first thing sells out in like 11 minutes. And you're like,
Yes.
all right, okay.
Yeah.
The people want to see this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, see what? See what? Okay. And we had this whole, tried to build the show at my house for like a month.
oh wow.
Like all these brilliant comedic minds
Yeah,
coming
Todd
by.
was
and
there,
everything.
Phillips.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I wasn't listening to anybody. I was just going to do it my way.
Right.
You're gonna wing it.
Yeah, you're going to wing it. Yeah, and that's, whoa.
What was the pain of that on stage when you're like the audience is now the fun of it wore off,
Right.
The rubbernecking spectacle wore off.
Sure.
They're turning. They hate this. I'm stuck on the stage.
It was between cities. It was the trudge to the next city, knowing.
Dude, I can
I
throw
know.
up.
I know, right? And then they brought in Jeff Ross,
Oh, thank God.
who brought some comedy and some life to it.
Yeah.
But then he had other stuff he had to do, so he'd do like 5 shows, and people seemed happier
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But then
Less disappointed.
Yeah, then he'd have to cut out, and I'd be back on my own.
Yeah.
And it was like, and that's why in the book, I don't write about the tour. I write about the eve, on the eve, what took place before the first show in Detroit. That's how I feel about the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I clogged the toilet in the hotel
Okay.
because
Oh,
I'd
boy.
been so backed up.
Okay.
Oh.
And I had 2 girls in the other room that I was traveling with, right?
Yeah.
And that drug keeps you very frisky, right?
Yeah, sure.
So-
Erect, we'll say.
Yes.
We'll say.
Yeah, testosterone. That's literally
Right.
the point of it.
And
yeah.
so the only way back to that fantasy was for that toilet to flush, and it wasn't. And so I had to build something to get to.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. But if you think about the symbology of everything, right?
It's 100 pounds of shit in a 5-pound toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
So that's why that is the only story about that freaking
Wow.
tour. Yeah, and I'm glad that at least it's covered in the doc in a way.
Yeah.
Where people can go on that journey.
I think if you're a performer, you're watching that and you're just,
Just
like,
like,
oh
oh my
my
gosh.
God, kill me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally your nightmares when you get into this.
Yeah,
You kind of walked through a nightmare for a while.
yeah. But that's interesting that you point that out. Yeah,
That
man.
killed me.
Wow.
Because you're confirming the fear you've had since you were 20 years old.
Interesting. Yeah.
Your subconscious, your shadow. You brought yourself to your greatest fear. I suck.
Yeah,
You proved it to yourself.
I did. Yeah, wow.
It's not the embarrassment of this or the interview on the talk show.
Right.
It's the actually bringing your fear to life in the most palpable, real way
right.
is wild psychologically.
And making a false promise
Yeah.
to those people
Yeah.
that they were in for a night of fun and folly, you know?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I descended into just a pit of complete darkness and went silent after I got home from that.
Mhm.
I thanked everybody for their time and just like decided to enlist, a whole new crew.
Yeah.
And that's when all the other shit started.
Yeah.
I needed to get so freaking numb.
I have 3 more questions I'm going to try to get in quick because you've
Sure.
given us so much of your
Okay.
time and I love it.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry that every question turns into like this long.
No,
that's what we
that's
love.
exactly what we
that
love.
actually never really even answers the fucking
No, it
No,
does.
this
It
is
does.
exactly
Okay.
what we like.
The one question I have, and this is just nosy, but the one thing I was a little wanted from the doc, and I'm not to that point in the book, is like, and again, this is super nosy, but like, what's happening financially? You made so much fucking money. Do you not still make a lot of money on 2.5 Men?
I don't. No,
You don't?
I don't.
Were those
No.
like buyouts of residuals? Like, how did that?
Based on choices that I made during anger management? I came to this place where everybody thinks that, because that contract and all this. I think I only did 8 episodes
At that fee?
At that fee,
That crazy
yeah,
fee?
yeah.
Okay.
Which is still more than
Sure.
You know
Anyone
what I'm
deserves.
saying?
Yeah. Yep.
And so I had a crooked business manager at the time. And I said, I haven't felt rich. I want to feel rich. I've never felt like actually like
Safe.
rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to buy an airplane,
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no, just charter. I'm like, no. I can buy half of this one airplane. And he's like, well, the front or the back? I'm like, fuck off, right? And so I did that, and I got this giant line of credit, and then lived like a rock star.
A billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And loved it until
I got to tell Monica, he was spending $15,000 to $30,000 a day on crack.
it was a lot. It was a lot.
Can you compute that?
No,
There
I
was a moment,
can't.
and it's in the doc, and it's pretty cool, and it's in the book, where my supplier, my middleman was a guy named Marco, a terrific guy, right?
Uh-huh.
And his south of the border connection was where it was coming from.
Mhm.
And they at one point said, we got to talk to your guy because we didn't give him permission to deal, to be a dealer.
They thought
They
the
thought
only explanation.
The amount that he was being sent.
He's a customer, not a distributor.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like this moment where we had to convince them.
Oh, no, I'm smoking
No,
it.
it's all for me.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like,
Whoa.
"Oh, okay. Well, geez, is
Carry on, good man."
Is he okay? But carry on, good man, for sure. Every fiddler at some point needs to get paid for those dances, right?
Yeah.
And it came time to pay off that line of credit, and the only asset I had was my back end on 2.5, which would pay in increments a little bit every quarterly.
Yeah. Keep
But
you
then-
very
but then
alive and comfortable.
6 people had their hands in it.
Yeah.
So by the time it got to me, it was still more money than
Anyone deserves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and 10,000 people could live on.
Yeah.
But it still didn't satisfy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And so I chose to not be held hostage by the bank and just sold that and paid that and just wiped the slate. So that kind of was
You gave away your.
I was
your
like,
points.
let's
Okay.
make that go away.
I gotta get that away from me.
Yeah.
I understand the decision.
Yeah, and I think that the universe plays fair sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a lot of that stuff was taken from me because at the excesses that it was being that
You
it
were
was
not a good steward of
funding.
it.
I was not a good steward of it. No, you're right.
Yeah. The universe has a way of taking things away that you're not a good steward of.
And I think the reduction, like the night and day, like shutdown of that kind of earning power, or at least access to it. I think that's another thing that saved my life.
Yeah.
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 And, when I quit drinking, and it's covered, I think it's covered better differently in the book than it is in the doc.
Uh-huh.
I was I was at a place where it was okay to just reattach myself to very basic things.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the most important, the things,
Yeah.
people
Yes.
in my life,
Yes.
children, family,
Yeah.
old friends.
Yeah.
And so I didn't need that kind of wealth to feel rich with all these kids
Yeah.
who suddenly didn't care about, what a TV rating
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the salary thing or,
Exactly.
yes.
Well, you had this most beautiful moment in the doc, and this is where it's just absolutely gut-wrenching and beautiful, which is like his daughter had to be somewhere, and he would never drive her drunk, and he sent his driver, and he had joined her, and they're together with a driver. And
Well, it's Tony Todd.
yeah.
It was actually my best friend.
Oh, yeah, he's the most lovely guy.
Isn't he? Yeah,
what
he's
this
terrific.
guy went through.
What he's seen. Yeah.
What he has never,
Wow.
ever used, and was along for the whole ride to make sure Charlie didn't die.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Beautiful dude.
So
Yeah.
much.
So,
Okay, so the daughter's like, why?
Yeah, no. So we go, it was a hair appointment that I had
Mhm.
just completely forgotten about. And I'm a
Mhm.
Virgo and I don't forget a lot of stuff.
Same.
Yeah, but when you disappoint a child,
Yeah.
that's like the worst feeling in the world, right? When's your birthday?
August 24th.
Oh, okay. I'm September 3rd.
Oh.
Yeah.
Close.
So it was just this moment coming home in the car, and we were on time thanks to Tony.
Yeah.
Sam got her thing taken care of. I was in the front seat, and I could see her in the mirrors. I could see her in the side and also in the visor, And I just saw her back there, and I'm not clairvoyant, but I could feel the thoughts about, okay, that was handled, but why isn't it just me and Dad?
Yeah. How old was she?
12 or 13.
Okay.
Why isn't it just me and Dad like it used to be? And it was just had an awakening that, okay, that I have to make decisions to never have this happen again.
Yeah.
Like a sacred vow to, to just the things the forces that I believe in,
Yeah.
and you can call it God,
Yeah.
and did.
Yeah. Wow.
And did, and that's, and there was another thing in the mix, right? That's what started, that was the catalyst for sure. It was that just one really beautiful, magical, cosmic freaking moment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it happened in such a simple circumstance.
Yeah.
It's not a third
Right?
act resolution. It's like, it's not cinematic. It's
Right.
so tiny.
Right.
And that somehow breaks through in that moment, which is suspicious and interesting.
Yeah, the biggest thing showed up in I don't want to call it the smallest moment.
But there's no yelling. She didn't go, Dad, why don't you love me? You just looked at her and you saw it all.
Just knew.
Yeah.
And then right after that, there had been some advances with the HIV meds, right? So they said, look, we want you to change your cocktail. We're going to shrink it and try these 2 new things. But here's the kicker. You can't drink on this one. The other, you could drink your face off. And they worked fine.
As you've been doing.
Why did they tell me that?
Right.
Why did they tell me that, right? And so I went on that. And then I said, all right, whatever. I'll not drink for a month and see how the pills are working. And they were working great. I was like, okay, all right, let's do another month. And then that just turned into a thing.
You were able to, wow.
Yeah, and it was, so there was this, Sam started it, Sam and Tony, for that moment. But then this other thing that was like really, there was like, my life was at stake.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't with the other shit. But they showed up at the same time.
Wow.
And I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah, it's like you kind of asked for help from the universe and it gave it to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's my hardest question.
Oh, Jesus.
You ready? This is the last one.
Those were easy ones?
I weeded out one of them. This is the last one.
Okay.
So I am watching this doc, and I'm just falling in love with you. And I know everyone that will watch it will fall in love with you. And I know everyone that will watch this will be in love with you.
Right on.
And the pattern's so insanely obvious. It's like ridiculous. The pattern is you get a ton, you fucking obliterate. You got nothing. You somehow get a ton. You obliterate it.
Right.
And so I'm watching it and I'm loving you and I know how everyone's going to feel. And I know you're going to have another opportunity to go be brilliant on a sitcom.
Thank you.
And I
or
am.
A film.
Or a film or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that terrifies the fuck out of me.
Interesting. Wow.
I'm so scared.
Wow.
For you to be given all the shit again.
Wow.
Are you afraid of?
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not.
You're not.
No. I'm.
Does it cross your mind?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I'm cautious about it.
I even thought of my own role in this. Like, do I want to play a role in it?
In getting people to
love you and root for you and let you be back up there where I do think you have the talent to be and deserve. Right. Do I want to play a role in that? I don't ever want to see you.
Sure.
On TV again, fucked up.
Me neither.
And
Me neither.
And I literally had to think ethically, like, do I want to be a part of this process? Because I now love this dude from afar.
Wow.
And you understand addicts.
And I know.
Yeah. No, I think I haven't been in a professional environment, right, where in a long time where I was there for all the right reasons, that I was contributing in a high stakes creative environment and really like just
with the right intention.
Yeah, man. And I it's not about proving it. It's just about feeling that again.
Yeah.
But by feeling that, I think there's proof in that he's back here for the right reasons. And I think the work will show that.
Yeah.
Whatever that work turns out to be.
Let's put it this way. We have a great adage in our secret society, which is like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
So I guess my curiosity is like, as you enter into that, what's the game plan has to already be in place. Like, oh, what are we going to do differently this time? We're not going to wait till we're there to figure out what we're going to do differently. No. We're going to know what we're doing differently before we get there.
Yeah.
It's not my place to challenge you like this. It's just
as
someone who loves you and is in this fellowship.
Yeah.
I want to know that there's like a game plan that we don't wait till we wake up.
Sure. No, I'm going to honor my word.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. Honor my word to myself. Honor my word to the job, to the people that are trusting me with that job.
Yeah.
That's what's different.
Yeah.
And at 60, things change at 60.
Right.
It's like you start like figuring out, okay, 10,000 days. What's that? It's like 27 years or something.
Okay.
Right? So if I got 10,000, if lucky to have 10,000 days, that's, how do I really want to spend those?
Yeah.
Because I know what the other 10,000 looked like,
yes,
and how I felt, and just what came out of that.
Yeah.
And I just, and it's also about, it doesn't fit anymore. There's no place to do it sneakily. You know what I'm saying?
There's no
place,
real estate for it.
No, you can't even carve out like a little niche or some opportunity or some secret moment. That's just not. It can't be a part of it.
Well, I just adore you.
Oh, thank you. Likewise.
You're so fucking lovable.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm just thrilled to see you doing so well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really
Thank
am.
you.
Yeah.
No, this is incredible.
And I didn't
This
even
was so
remember
fun.
that you made a joke at my expense.
Well, I'm thrilled that I got to close that circle. Yeah.
Well, Charlie, I adore you. Please come back.
Yeah,
this was so
come
fun.
back. This was
I'll come back.
lovely.
Sure.
Okay, great.
I'll come back and talk about the thing that I didn't screw up.
Yes.
How about that?
That's
Yes,
right.
How about
I'll look
that?
forward to that.
That would be cool.
Yay. Thank you.
Stay tuned for the fact check so you can hear all the facts that were wrong.
Ooh. Just got back from a hike.
Third morning in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fun. Friend of the pod is visiting.
Yeah, one of my premier boyfriends.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
My biggest and sweetest.
Yeah, he's so nice.
Yeah. We were talking on the hike and he was expressing some confusion by why any women have liked him. And I said, oh, it couldn't be more obvious.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
He's such a nice boy.
He's so big and protective, yet you sense that he needs some nurturing.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
What could be more appealing?
Yeah, it's a very appealing combo. I
I
agree.
feel it towards him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. God, is he a sweetheart?
Okay, well, I have something to talk about.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm going to the airport. So,
Oh, not wonderful. I'm sorry. I thought maybe something different.
It's okay.
Oh, wonderful.
It's okay. I'm going to the airport. Two things about that. One, I'm in my airport outfit.
It's very cute. It's
Thank you.
Exceedingly cute outfit. You have your polo bear sweatshirt on that you love.
You have to think things through when you like fashion and you go to the airport.
Right. It's a big coming out party, right?
Yeah, people like really dress specifically. And I never do that. I always just wear sweats.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've been thinking more about trying to look cute at the airport.
Sure. It's because it seems like a really fertile place for a meet cute.
Exactly.
Where are you going to? There's all these built-in questions.
Yeah.
Maybe you're on the same page, like, oh, I hate delays. Even better, you're delayed and you're watching someone lose their shit. And you look over and there's like a cute guy who's also thinking like, oh, this person's berserk. And then you go like, huh.
I see you.
Yes, we recognize that. So now we're on the same team. We're on the we're sane team.
That's
it's a great
right.
place to start.
We're same. But I don't want to be
I'm
we're
sane.
same. We're same. We're sane.
Yes, same.
And although I don't know about, commiserating over someone else's misery.
Not their misery.
Their behavior.
Their shitty behavior towards the clerk at the gate, whatever we're calling it. Gate attendant?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Injustice.
Yes. Or to be
well,
embarrassed for someone is good.
Sure.
I am in first class. Like if you saw someone yelling like,
Oh, yeah.
I paid $2,300 for this ticket. And you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, and then you'd look over, you'd be going just like this, like, and you'd look over and the guy would be like this. And then you go, you go, oh, this is cute. We're both.
What's your name?
What is your name anyways?
Anyways. Well, I hope that happens.
Yeah,
That
okay.
would be a great turn of events.
Yes.
But anyway, part of the airport outfit situation for me, though, is this maybe is the only time I really prioritize comfort as
Of
well.
course. Yeah.
And so I have to wear some sort of tennis-like shoe, some sort of comfortable shoe,
Uh-huh.
and pockets. I had on other pants and I realized, nope, I had to put on these. These are less cute than the ones I had on. They're still
Find
cute
that hard to
pants.
believe, but okay.
They're still good pants.
Take it at your word.
But pockets.
But what scares me about these trousers you're
Uh-huh.
wearing is, sure, pockets, but so flowy. Doesn't everything fall immediately out of these pockets when you sit down?
No, it's
No.
mainly, and it's not mainly for the sitting. It's walking through the airport. I like to have my phone in my pocket, not in my bag.
Yeah.
And
your
sometimes,
ticket?
yeah, my ticket or my wallet
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
in my other
unsightly?
pocket. Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to say that anymore in 2025. But yeah, so I
Well, when you're having your meet cute with the guy, I want you to go like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. You've caught me with my wallet in my pocket. and I don't want you to hold that against me. I don't normally
do that.
It's an airport thing?
What are your airport things?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
this
then you
is gonna
realize
go
for that
great.
first time, he's holding a sphere or something, or whatever you call it, a staff.
Oh.
And he goes, this. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't even see that. Yeah, you're holding like a 4-foot staff.
Oh, what's that about?
Right.
Oh,
I thought you were
wow.
just a wizard. Oh my God, that's so exciting. I can't go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
No.
We'll circle back.
No, I don't want
This
to.
is going to take up a lot of the conversation, so I assume this is probably not. Whatever you're
Okay,
about to
have you
say.
seen the photos by chance of Eric's dad traveling the world?
Oh, some, yes.
Friend of the pod, Eric Richardson.
Yes.
His dad has like just been gone for a year. He
Yeah.
started in Ecuador for a while. He
Yep.
was living in Peru. Now I got this picture of him in Egypt. Can you see that?
Oh my gosh.
And he does walk with a staff.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's older.
Yes, and I'm going to show you one more. Look at this. And he's doing cute things. He's holding up glasses in front of the Sphinx.
He's doing such cute things.
Yes.
He's like, when you're like pinching, how do you say this?
There's like a forced perspective where you are pinching something far in the distance.
yeah, acting as if you're holding it.
Yes, and he's got sunglasses on the Sphinx. But I took a couple look at those photos and I said, he is a wardrobe away from being a wizard. Look at this photo I made.
Oh, you made that. That's really
Doesn't he look
cute.
so cute as a wizard?
He does. Did you add the beard or was that
No,
already-
that's his
Oh,
real beard.
Wow, yeah.
All he has is a crushed felt cape and a crushed felt vest. So the first one I did, by the way,
Right.
this was insanely easy.
Okay, first of all, I'm impressed. I assume you did this via AI?
I did.
Okay.
And I had never done this. I've had it create images like, I want a Chevy van with cool wheels,
Right.
whatever. This was, I uploaded the photo of him and I said, can you put a wizard's cap and a purple cape on this man?
Yeah.
And within 25 seconds, there it was.
And it looks really good.
It looked really good. I was really proud of it. I sent it to Eric.
Yeah.
And then the second photo, I was like, I'm going to give this thing a little more liberty. Instead of saying, I just said, make the man in this photo look like a wizard. And then AI put him in a vest and put a little glowing thing on his sphere.
Oh my.
It did a great job.
Wow.
It looks like something someone great at Photoshop would have spent a week on.
Exactly. That when you first said you made it.
You were suspicious.
Yeah. I was like, you made that? That's
It's not even fair
very-
to say I made it.
That's the ethics around this. But you did.
It didn't exist until I got involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, just the
That's
staff
really
made me think of
funny.
that.
That's really cute. Well, it's actually sort of a ding, ding, ding because Eric's dad is older and
Mhm.
he's in Egypt.
Yeah.
Like he's out and about. He's really,
He has a
Not-
young friend.
yeah, he's a young friend and he's not letting life like get him down. He's pinching the pyramid. That's so wonderful.
I know.
And I really love people who are really just like taking life on.
And for me, it makes me really optimistic. Like, wait, I could have an adventure like that still in 40
Yeah.
years from now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very life affirming. I love that. And okay, so I have bad news personally.
Yeah.
There was a sudden, pretty tragic death in my family on my dad's side. My aunt drowned. It's a really weird thing to say.
It is. My first question to you was like, is there foul play? That's so weird.
Yeah, and of course they did have to rule that out.
Yeah.
She was older too, but also very like Eric's
Spry.
dad. She would travel all the time and she was very like vital and enjoying life. So it was just very shocking on so
Jarring.
many levels. Yes. And my parents had just seen her a couple months ago and she was
Thriving.
great. Yeah. So yeah, my mom, I'm so bad at this. Like when I'm sleeping, I don't hear the phone ringing. I
Right.
just don't
Yeah.
hear it. So I didn't hear it. They obviously called me and then I woke up to texts, of course, and my mom was like, Aunt Lily died. I'm named after her.
Yeah.
Call me, and I was like, of course, expecting like some sort of heart attack or more natural
Yes.
cause. So of course it's all very shock. Everyone's in shock. And I'm leaving today, obviously, to go be with my family.
In the great state of Washington, yeah.
Yes, that's where she lived and where
You're
her
going at the
daughter
perfect
lives.
time of year. Not
Yeah, I
to
think
put
it'll be nice.
no, September's always the nicest month in Washington.
Okay, that's
It's their
good.
warmest month. It's very Indian summer, always
Wow,
there.
well, Indian, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, wow, double
Yeah.
entendre.
Yeah, she was Indian.
She was
For
Indian.
people who don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, so it's been a lot to process and deal with. But you know, she really is an inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
She was a single lady. She did a lot of things.
Very successful.
Extremely successful. She came to this country. She went to like the best business school in India. Then she came to this country and she started all these businesses and she was very successful. She brought my dad over. He lived with she kind of like shepherded him.
As much as I know about your family,
Mm-hmm.
this was a revelation when you told me she had come first and brought your dad over.
Yeah.
Since you've told me that, it's funny what little details can all of a sudden explain so much. Like there's a lot about your dad
Yeah.
that was an enigma to me.
Oh.
And not knowing that piece of the puzzle, this is kind of like Saul, like his respect and deference for women.
Yes.
Don't kill me. Coming from a culture that maybe sometimes that's not the,
Sure.
I just think he's uniquely
Yeah.
not threatened by a strong woman. His wife was a gangster and he supported it. And I'm like, oh yeah, he had a badass sister who actually paved the way for him to come here.
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah. Yes, that is correct. And mother who allowed all that to happen too, you know.
Right.
But yeah, my dad is a little brother. He's the youngest of all these kids, you know. He's
Yeah.
little brother energy.
Oh.
And he
You
has
should like it more than
I know. But I can still eye roll at it.
Yeah.
But I like that
So
he's a
he
little
and
brother.
Neil must have a shared language to some degree.
Well, they have older
Yeah.
successful sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must
Probably.
see Neil in a unique way.
Probably. I've never even really thought about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's even thought about that.
Like I see Delta in a unique way because I
Yeah.
was a little sibling and I know what
Exactly.
she's going through.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, he, obviously has a very special relationship with her. So and then, I'm like worried about my dad and it's like so much. And then, and then there's guilt because I'm like, like I get kind of mad at all of it. Like this is so upsetting. Like why'd this happen? This is inconvenient.
Sure,
death is really inconvenient.
It rarely falls on spring break or.
And then that's inconvenient in its own way. Like, it's not.
There's never a great time.
There's never a great time. And
Let's take 1 second though. If we had to pick,
the time.
I have the time for me.
Okay.
It's January 2nd. It's like
Your
already
birthday?
yeah, but it's already the shittiest day. Everyone's already like, you've already had all the fun you can have, and it feels so long before you're going to have something fun again. It's like, yeah, let's just throw it in there because it's already going to be a slump. So let's just do it then. I think that's the ideal. You don't want it leading into summer. You don't want it over one of the holidays, right?
What about the third? So at least you got one more. You were one age older.
That's fine. Well, I would still be one age older on the second because that's
I
officially
don't know if
when
I count it.
We don't want to ruin New Year's Day.
No.
Right. We got to watch football that day.
We
The
have other
second is
plans.
the shittiest day of the year. I think objectively.
No, I don't like any of this because
Okay.
then it's like the year starts with this horrible thing. Then in my head, I'm like, this is the worst
Oh, it's gonna
year.
be a
It's a
jinxed
bad
year.
year.
That's a fair pushback.
So maybe the 31st, or maybe the funeral on the 31st, so that you can
on
start.
New Year's Eve?
Well, I just want
No one wants to go to a funeral on New Year's
Okay,
Eve.
the
You wanna go- you wanna
28th
go to
or
like a great
something?
meal.
because I just want the new year to start clean.
Clean. Okay.
Okay. Now I hate what we
Oh,
just
okay,
did.
great.
Okay, so please
My,
knock on wood.
my pitch is January 2nd or late April in Michigan when it's like you thought summer came and then it didn't. Now the winter's back and you're already like, fuck all this. Again, throw it there where you're already going to be miserable. So just cap out the misery when you're already experiencing it. Don't taint any of the joy.
Okay.
Put it all in one bag.
I see what you mean, but also it could really push someone over the edge if they're already feeling miserable.
To the breaking point.
Yeah. And so I think we need to rethink some of it.
Although, okay, this is fun. I think there's a limit of how shitty you can feel. Like I've hit it before, right? It's like, I feel so shitty.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm just at the bottom for long enough that I go, I don't even know what the actual switch is that flips, but I go, yeah, that's it. I can't feel any better and I can't feel any better any longer. I just almost like, I get fatigued of being so shitty.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. And I have felt that, but I've also I have thought, if one more thing happens, like my body will not be able to take it. Like it's already, I can feel my nervous system is like really teetering.
Yeah.
And if we get another something,
Critical mass.
I don't know, then I'll die and then my dad will be, oh my God, imagine that.
That's not even ever.
Okay, so.
You're knocking on a lot of things that don't
Okay,
necessarily deserve knocking, but that one shouldn't be said.
Whatever. Anywho, so she was very special to him and very special in general. And she did things her own way. And she did a lot of things Indian people don't do. She got divorced.
Yeah, good for her.
She, was very independent, had these houses, dyed her hair fun colors. Like she's just a very unique woman.
She ever shave her sides?
She would have. She definitely would have.
We should have had a meal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very spunky. And, it's not really lost on me that I have a lot of that. And that makes me feel proud, but also I'm like, oh my God, because I'm not going to get into the details of the drowning, obviously, but, she did things her own way and she decided to do things that maybe were not advisable.
I'm going this way too. I mean,
no, you can't. This is my point. This is a cautionary tale.
I'm going to be 96 and be like, I can hang glide. I never tried it. But
exactly.
Yeah.
This is cautionary tale time because but whatever. I guess it's like
no, right? Because that's what got her to this place where you admire her.
That's exactly the whole thing. It's like
Cats
this thing. Yes, this thing that made her live this very special life is also sort of the thing that
may have taken her down.
Yes, but for her, and that's probably the way she would have wanted it. I mean, I don't think anyone would ever want to drown. I mean, that's the thing that's I think messing with everyone's head so much is like. There was likely
we can
suffering.
Imagine how much suffering there
exactly. would be. And that's horrible.
That's brutal. But someone with her, what I feel like I understand her personality to be and mine.
Yeah.
If I have the choice of going out in control, something I chose to do versus some crazy disease that just
that's interesting.
My dad, right? Like 3 months goodbye. Yeah, I'd rather die a year earlier and have it on my terms. For me.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you. I think, again, there's just so many different personalities. I don't think she probably felt in control when she was drowning.
No, but she died by a decision she made,
not
that the universe made for her.
That's right. And in some ways, what's what? The universe did make it. Like I don't know. But
I don't know either.
And it's been really interesting because, my parent, my aunt, Aunt Lily, and my grandpa on my mom's side, who passed away a couple of years ago, who I was very, very close with. They are the reason my parents are married. They met through work and they were like, they started meddling. Let's put these two people together. They might be a good fit. And then my cousin. You think they shook on it? Well, no, my cousin sent me, she found this letter. It was from my grandpa to my aunt.
Oh, wow.
And it has a picture of my mom.
Oh.
And it's like, it's so special. And it is like,
was he saying what a great catch she would be?
I also can't read it very well. It's very scrawly handwriting. So I'm only making out certain words, but it is, you can like my daughter and my dad's name's in there. And it's kind of, and it's basically like, let's have them meet and then see if they're compatible. And then it's up to them. So it was kind of this like, half arrangement, but it's so weird to see that piece of history.
Yeah.
And even the times are just so different. Like, yeah, if they were now, none of this probably would have happened.
They would have gone on each other's Instagram and find 4 things they decide were deal breakers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like this origin story and it's so wild. I really hope
you should write something about it. It feels like there's fun pieces in there to write.
Yeah. But they're both gone now.
Yeah.
Both of those people but it led to this like beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And it's
into
special.
you.
I know, wouldn't be here without those two.
Yeah. When you're at the memorial,
Yeah.
will you say, my friend Dax wanted to thank you for pulling him out of the financial shadow he lived under his wife?
Maybe you can send me that in a text. I don't know if I'll be able to remember it. I'll pull up my phone and I'll read it. I had a friend say, I thought very poignantly, when someone exits the physical world, it really just like unearths all the ghosts for the people still here. She's like, that's the haunting. It's not the person coming back. It's all your stuff coming up. And I was like, that's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that. I'm going to go. We're going to celebrate her life.
Great.
And
What
then
kind
I'll
of,
be back.
is it following the guidelines of any existing tradition, or will this be its own?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well, I'll find out. Anyway, so that's my update.
Yeah, that's a big update.
It's a big update, but gotta be grateful.
Can't imagine you were in a state of mind to go do this, but you didn't happen to see one problem after another, did you?
I'm dying to see it.
I saw it yesterday.
One battle, you mean?
Oh, one battle.
Sorry. One battle after another. Did you see it, Rob?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you love it?
Yeah, I loved it.
It's fucking awesome, man. On a bunch of levels. One, the acting's insane. And this Leonardo guy, I don't say anything new, but my God, he just will not quit being fucking brilliant.
Amazing.
So brilliant.
Does it move kind of fast? Because it's long, and I have some aversion now to long movies.
I could not tell it was long.
Okay, great.
I had not looked at the runtime before I went,
Great.
but it is a mega movie. There's so much in it.
Yeah.
What were you about to say, Rob?
The music in it is incredible too.
Music was incredible.
It's Johnny Greenwood that did it from Radiohead.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, music's awesome. The needle drops are awesome, like
Yeah.
Steely Dan's in it. It's great. Benizio's fucking awesome.
Ugh.
Sean Penn is insane. He's
Ugh.
absolutely insane. And then of course it's a daddy-daughter story.
Yeah, I know.
Which I didn't even know going in.
Yeah.
And so sure, we get to the end of the movie
Oh, no.
and I'm like,
Don't spoil.
I'm not spoiling anything.
Okay.
I just know that I was like watching. I was like, and I lean over to Eric and I go, I cannot do these daddy-daughter things. I'm like,
Yeah.
Interstellar, I didn't understand one thing that was going on, but I knew that he was going to miss his daughter's life.
Oh
and I
my
was
God.
heartbroken. and like-
Interstellar is the most like devastating. It's such
and I don't even know what's
intense
going
movie.
on, but I know
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because there's a daddy-daughter thing happening. And there's one in this. So it's like,
Oof.
I'm not even sure how like when I recommend it, I don't know. I was moved beyond belief because
Yeah.
there isn't anywhere someone could hide
I
on
feel
planet
bad
Earth.
for. Oh, sorry, Rob. Dads
Yeah.
and sons. Dads and sons don't get the same treatment, and it doesn't mean.
It's a different thing.
No, we
It's a
get
different-
adolescents.
Oh my God.
That's the reward.
Oh no.
We get adolescents.
Yeah, it's not fair because it's not fair because it's not true. Sons and dads, it's different, but it's such an important. Oh my God,
What's
relationship.
cool about father son, with the potentials that's there,
Yeah.
is that you can idolize your dad.
Yeah.
And you can have this little boy who's trying to grow up and be like you, which is so moving, I think. Like, I don't have that piece, which sounds fun a little bit.
Well, okay, I take it all back. Beautiful boy.
Yes, but
Beautiful
again,
boy. Horrible
that's
movie.
adolescence. Yeah, it's
I know. God, it's true. All those stories are just.
yeah. I was racking my brain, and then I just thought of the other thing, which is like, Hit and Run's on Netflix now.
Oh, I know. So exciting.
Which made me so happy. I was so happy to be able to go to Netflix and hit play on the movie.
That's awesome.
And I wanted to just hit play on the movie.
Yes.
And then I got completely sucked in. And then the family got sucked in. And we watched it again.
Fun.
It was so fun. And then I was even at the end of it, I was like, it's so weird. I chose to do father son in that, which is not. It is interesting. And I think after seeing the other movie last night, I'm like, I'm not really sure why that was my.
Well, the kids weren't born.
The kids weren't born. I obviously had unresolved stuff with my dad, I guess. My dad sees me in that movie and the first thing he does is punches me.
Right.
But I just was like, oh, this is really weird. Like, I don't know that you know what you're processing when you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then after, maybe it makes sense. And maybe even that's bullshit.
Yeah.
The way you make it make sense. But I don't know. I just like, oh, that's so interesting that was the device I decided to use to let Annie see Charlie again in a different way, as opposed to doing it with his mom per se.
Yeah.
I don't even know I don't know if Charlie has a mom in that movie. Like, that's not even a thing I even decided as a writer, right?
Yeah, I think there's a trope, but based on reality, that like sons and dads can have
Conflict.
That's complicated, and moms and daughters, that's complicated.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense in a story when it's complicated.
And you want conflict.
Yeah, and I think maybe, even though again this isn't true, like Rainn Wilson's story, you might be like, a mom wouldn't not want to see the son, or that wouldn't, like, it's like harder to believe.
Yes. Or not
even
be
though
immediately
that's not
forgiving.
true.
But yeah, fathers and sons can get in these wars.
Yeah.
Where it's just two proud males. And in a weird way, you're always fighting over masculinity. And when does that torch pass? And when do you see me as a real man? And then part of the definition of being a man is like, I don't apologize. And so it's like, it's just so ripe
There's
for.
like proving something, because I think when you're a boy to a mom, you can always be a boy.
Yes.
But you don't feel like you can be that with a dad, but
you're trying to show your dad you're a man.
Yeah.
You want him to look at you and go, you did it. You're a man, and I'm proud of the man you are. And then you think the way you'll prove that to him is you will challenge him.
Right, which is not.
It doesn't go well.
Doesn't go well. Doesn't tend to go well. Yeah.
Boy, I don't.
But I'm excited to see that movie. I'm really excited.
It's so good. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Oh,
yeah. Fuck, it's so good. It kills me that we'll probably never talk to Leo, you know?
You know, he went on New Heights.
With
Benicio.
With Benicio. And he went on Mark Maron with Brad.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago.
Like
yeah.
It seems like clear he'll never do a one-on-one.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to give up on the dream.
A lot of dreams have come true, so who knows?
That's right.
But there's a couple people that I just want to fillet. I want them to come in and I want to blow them for 2 hours.
Yeah, but we also need to ask them questions.
Yeah, and you
that.
can handle that. But like, I want to do that to Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have him on and not talk about Scientology and all the other stuff everyone wants. I want to tell him what a gift he's given this country for the last 35 years.
Well, that is fine. But also remember that when we started this, we were like, doesn't matter. The top of the mountain is not interesting. It's all these other things. It's the human things. So yeah, I don't want him to come on and we berate him about Scientology, but I want to know about him.
I do too. But let's just say if we do 1,000 of these, and like 5 of them are just a celebration of somebody, I also don't mind that.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'll be betraying the covenant so much.
I have so much curiosity about who they are without that layer.
Yes. And generally that's my curiosity.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. There are a handful of people that I am actually so blown away with their work that I'm interested in it. Because I'm not interested in someone's acting.
Right.
I don't really care because I do the thing and I don't think it's that incredible.
Yeah.
But when I think of what Tom Cruise has done so consistently, and this thing that Adam Scott told me, like when we were bonding over our obsession with him, and Adam said his unique talent, and I think he said what he does better than anyone's ever done it, is he is not acting for himself or for the director, for anything. He's acting for the audience, and he understands exactly what the audience needs in every moment.
Yeah.
The way he, like his mastery of understanding what it's going to be when you're sitting in a seat and watching it on a big screen is like something no one's ever had. And that I want to know how he gets to that.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Leo, I'm quite interested because what I've been able to gather in my fascination with him is like he's not a huge acting technique guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that between takes, he's like just totally back to normal immediately. And then it's action. He can pop into that. Like, does he think there might just be Like how can he do what he does? I'm very curious.
Well, I imagine, I mean, he's been doing this for so long at such a high level. Like Gilbert Grape is a
tour de force.
Yeah, acting job for an adult that would be impossible to pull off. And he did it as a kid. Yeah. So I think he's probably had a lot of reinforcement that like, I can do it.
Yes. And I read an interview around that time. And it was when he had done This Boy's Life, the Tobias Wolff book.
Yeah.
And I loved that movie. And I had read that De Niro would get frustrated with him because De Niro needs to be grinding and working and processing. And they'd be between these really heavy scenes. And as soon as Leo cut, Leo would be like pulling a prank on somebody.
Right.
And De Niro was like, focus. He thought he needed to teach this kid to focus, but he didn't need to.
Yeah.
Because somehow Leo could just always be
he has trust in himself.
I think he might be like a god, like he's an acting god. Like he has a different, or maybe he's got a 47th chromosome or something. There's some mystery there.
That's what I want to know, but I don't think that's gonna. I think we'd find that out in like
we'd
his
run
family. Like I want to know about his family. That's the answer.
Now Leo's different than Tom.
Yeah,
Leo, I do want it because Leo is a punk kid on the Hollywood streets, and that of course fascinates me greatly.
Yeah,
he's an unlikely.
He still looks so good. It's so annoying.
Yeah, he's a stud.
I know, but like
enough already.
Well, no, because like, he only dates these like young people.
I know people, this is, I mean, I don't know if we dare. There are so many people that are really mad about that. It's generally now when his name is brought up, it's like, it's all like
it's
everyone.
Always.
They've really latched onto that. And I understand it. But then there is also a part of me that like believes greatly in liberty. So it's like, if this 23-year-old girl is dying to be with him and he is dying to be with her, I'm not really seeing the moral conundrum
No
here.
one's saying.
It's not like he's with 17-year-olds.
No one is saying that he shouldn't be allowed. The thing is like, how can you be this age? I mean, we've talked about this about other people, right? Like,
well, I couldn't date a 22-year-old personally.
Yes. And I think you've said about other people who you know well, like what it means.
But can I really quickly put a caveat on that?
Yeah.
My issue there, because yes, I have said between you and I, friends of mine, my issue there is they have a proclaimed goal of having a family, and then their actions don't match that at all. Because they shouldn't start a family with someone who's 22. They should start a family with someone that's around their age and at that point in their life.
Right.
So my issue with that is like, don't act like you want this and then do the opposite of how you would get there. But it's not a judgment of like, if people are hot for each other, man, like, I don't know how one has an issue with that.
It's not an issue. It's not. Everyone can do whatever they want. But there is a like, the older you get, the more you understand how different younger people are than you, even me. Like,
unless he hasn't matured.
But that's the whole thing. That's really what it's kind of saying is like, are you, I mean, he said that, I guess. He said like, I have the emotional maturity of a 30-something.
The limited stuff I see in between movies, he is at like nightclubs and stuff.
Is he still?
I think so. And I'm like, this guy's like a kid and he like
Right.
goes and pretends at work and then he gets off and then he acts. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but all that's fascinating for people,
Is
right?
it possible though that this is what the deep thing's going on? And I'm really afraid to even suggest this, but I'm just going to ask you what you think.
Okay.
What is deeply unfair in life on this planet
Mm-hmm.
is that as men age, their options don't diminish. And as women age, their options diminish.
Oh, I mean,
and
that's-
it's completely unjust and unfair.
Right. That's definitely at play.
And so is it possible that for women, when they see him with this young person, what it's really reminding them of is this injustice that they're not allowed to maintain their appeal and attractiveness as they age, yet men are. And is he maybe
well, it's just the world
shouldering?
doesn't look at women that way. Like,
Right. But
everyone's aging.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
it's not like.
And I'm agreeing. It's like it's an injustice.
Mhm,
It is
mhm.
not fair that men can still play sex symbols in their 60s
Right.
and they don't let women do that.
Yeah.
So
More
that's
and more
deeply
so.
unfair.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. But are we asking this one person to shoulder the weight of that anger and
Sure.
right? And I also don't know that I agree with that. And I think
Yeah.
of the 24-year-old super hot for Leo, which I believe she is.
Yeah, I believe she is. He's not coercing anyone.
Right.
That's not, and no one thinks that.
Right.
But I think two things are happening. One, yes, I'm sure that's at play. There's like, but I do think, and not for everyone, but I do think for a lot of people, when they hear that, they're like, oh man, like there's a little bit of like, oh, he's not a serious person. Like that's like a mean thing to say. And I don't know that it's true, but like, yes. How old is he?
My age, she's 50.
He's 50. Okay. So if he's 50 and he's only dating 25 and younger, there's a sense of like, oh, my idea of him is not what he is.
He's not what you want him to be.
Yeah, exactly. There's like disappointment, and that's not on him.
It's not.
He's living his own life.
And where I think people have a business in complaining or judging is in movies when they can. And like when you watch movies from the 80s and 90s, I mean, it's just laughable now that we're aware of it. It's like every single, like Harrison Ford in every movie's with someone 25 years younger. Like he's married to some. So yes, there's this crazy history of the 80s and 90s and early 2000s where it's like almost it's a given that the 55-year-old male actor is going to have a wife who's 30.
Yeah.
Every one of the movies.
Yeah.
And so that to me is a very legitimate complaint. It's like, this is the workplace. This is these people's chosen profession. The older actors are suffering because you will refuse to cast people of the same age.
Yeah.
Like, there is a workplace injustice in that.
Yeah.
And I think that's worth being really revved up about.
Yeah.
But I think for people in their own life, again, I'd be embarrassed, but that's me.
Yeah,
And that's
personal
that's how I
decisions.
choose to live my life. I would feel silly showing up at a red carpet with a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. And that's what people are feeling.
Because
They're
my
just like,
image of myself, that's incompatible with.
yes.
But if someone else, if everyone's honky-dory in the situation.
Yeah, if everyone's consenting, again, I don't think people are like, he needs to go to jail for this. It's just like, it's just something that I think people feel that they can call out and make fun of because it's a pattern and it feels interesting to people and telling, I guess. Like, I think people are just like, oh, that's telling.
Yeah.
I would love to go on a date with him.
See, that's kind of my point. Is that a lot of the people I hear that
But
are
I'm
upset.
38.
Yeah. But trust me, if you and I were talking when you were 24, you'd be like, I'll go on a date with him.
Oh yeah, no, I know,
Right.
yeah.
But so it's interesting when I hear a lot of people that are like really judgmental of him,
yeah.
I'm like, also bullshit, you'd go on a date with him too. And most
Right.
young people would.
Again, though, they're not judging the daughter. I almost said
His daughter.
which, by the way, his daughter in this movie, I think, is like 25. So there's,
she is?
Yeah. Here's the other thing, and I don't know, and we don't need to try to find out, but like, I haven't heard that any of these women feel used.
No, he doesn't have a gaggle of people that feel scorned by him.
Yeah.
They all
So-
seem to be pretty.
That's telling too. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't, again, it doesn't seem like he just wants them necessarily as arm candy. I don't know what's going on with them, but that's why he has to come on and tell us. And I don't care about the movies. I want to know what is going on. And also, does he want to date me? I look quite young. So maybe this is the best of both worlds because I am appropriate age. But
I mean, ish.
I'm an appropriate
Well,
age.
Yeah,
And I have a year left to give him children if he would like that.
right.
And I look.
That's the other thing is like, it seems to me he doesn't want that.
I don't think he wants
And
that.
so like,
yeah.
who cares?
Oh no, he
Yeah.
doesn't have to want that. But it is just like, what do they talk about? Like this, she's on. He doesn't know about these. They're not living in the same.
I just think people are more wound up about it than they should be.
Yeah,
that's
that's
my
fine.
kind of take. Like, because I'll talk to people. Like, I was somewhere this summer, and this older guy, he's like, "You see Leo's new girlfriend?" And I'm like, "No."
Right.
I mean, this guy, and I'm like, "Why could
Well,
you possibly care?"
Of course, everyone's projecting. So yeah, women have their own projections, but
Yeah.
men have their own projections too. Because
Yes.
if they can't, they're like, I can't date someone like that.
A, I can't have that,
Yeah.
and so he shouldn't.
Yeah,
Two, I have a daughter. I would be disgusted if my daughter
Right.
was with this old man, or that
Right.
this old man was with my daughter. Grant your daughter her autonomy. Like if one of my kids is hot for a dude that's older, that's none of my fucking business. They get to be attracted to whatever they want.
yeah. But you might be like,
My only fear would be like, hon, if you guys go the distance at 30 years old, you're gonna be walking him through hospice.
right.
And then you're going to be at this age when you're re-entering life. That would be the only thing I would want you to acknowledge is the unavoidable end to this. That part would concern me.
I think you also might be concerned if like she feels, she's in love with him
Mm-hmm.
and you are like, maybe, I don't know if that person is like type of person who's gonna
If we look
fall
at their
in love.
pattern,
Let's look at the pattern. Like you're
odds are
all
at
in.
34,
Yeah.
you might be given your
Yeah.
dismissal papers.
Yes. And that
As long as you go
dad,
into it with full awareness.
right. But I think as a dad, that's hard to watch. Your kid like be in love with
Some
someone
old
that
guy
you
gobble
know.
up their
their
youth.
youth.
Yes, maybe hard to watch, but I just know better. I know
Yeah.
that I
they'll
would have
just do it
never
anyway.
listened to my parents tell me who I should or shouldn't be attracted to or date.
Yeah.
So knowing that I would never waste a minute of my time.
Well, I'm not saying you should waste, but I don't think we can discount that you might have feelings around
Oh,
it.
sure,
and I
sure,
think
sure.
that's okay. Okay, we're going to wrap it up because I got to go. But also, I think on this episode, I'd love to end it. I want to play a clip, the trailer of Beth's Dead.
Oh, yes. Great.
Beth's Dead is the podcast I talked about last week, I think, or a couple weeks ago with Elizabeth and Andy from
You've
Nobody's
worked so
Listening,
hard
right?
on it, all of you.
Worked so hard. It's a very special project and it's true crimey and it's Nancy Drew and it's really fun. And it's 10 episodes, and not to make this complicated, but they're going to be available all on Patreon for people to binge if they want. It's a very bingey show,
Yeah.
and that's $6 if
Okay.
you want to do that.
Very reasonable.
Very reasonable. And also there'll be extra stuff. We'll do Q&As. We'll do other stuff, and that'll
Yeah.
be really fun. But also if you don't want to, it will all be out. It'll start coming out the 30th weekly.
Okay, great.
So if you want to wait for that for free, you can do that too. But I recommend the binge.
For
I'm just
60
going to
cents
say
an
it.
episode, fucking go
just gonna
crazy.
say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the trailer.
Okay, great. I'm excited.
I'm really excited because we have Elizabeth and Andy from my favorite podcast, Nobody's Listening, right? I have you guys here because you took something away from me. And I never knew why you guys went off the air.
Elizabeth, I wish I could give you a hug so bad right now.
My husband told me that you, Elizabeth, were one of
Elizabeth,
his
I'm surprised
biggest.
to
I'm a
have not heard from you
28-year-old
about this
dancing yoga
development. This
instructor,
makes me
though I
worried
use
for
a
you.
different
Are you all
method.
right?
This makes me worried.
Are you all right? All right? All right? All right? All right? All right?
Andy didn't realize at the time I was also responding to all these people who would write in with questions.
Oh my God. The subject of the email is, you may recognize my vagina.
I went through my notes this morning and I was getting teary-eyed how upsetting it was.
So I got this email. This is Beth's brother. Just after 4 a.m., my amazing sister Beth passed away. We are all completely devastated. I think by this point, I was like, this feels dangerous. I probably wished I hadn't gotten involved beyond just the podcast, but I had already committed myself.
Revisiting this has made me uneasy, and then I'm like, if I'm going to find out a bunch of bad shit, is it going to make me feel more unease?
I can't really get it out of my head that I think we need to attempt to make contact. Okay, deep breath, deep breath. Okay.
First time I've ever received an amends in an interview.
No, that was very sweet.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Per usual, I had an idea of what it was going to be.
Sure.
And I was honestly, I hate like this. I was kind of scared of him.
Sure,
I even was like, oh, maybe I won't walk in early. Like I'll wait.
Right, yeah.
Because he was here early and I got here early and I was like, maybe I'll just wait till Dax goes in. But then I was like, no, it's fine. And then as soon as I walked in, he introduced himself to me and he was so warm and nice.
And sweet. He just like reeks sweetness.
Yeah. And I said, I'm Monica, I'm the co-host. He said, I know. And I was like, oh, you did your research. He was like, well, I read the thing they sent me. And I was like, oh, great. So, yeah, it was not what I expected. And he was so lovely and sweet. And I really enjoyed it a lot.
And we could have done 15 hours with him. I mean, as you'll see when you watch the
surface
doc, you got like 1% of the stories.
Yeah. Okay, couple facts, not very many, but a couple.
Really quick, I was hiking with D'Onofrio and he had watched it.
Uh-huh.
And I said, it's hard to give someone this crown in the history of show business. But I don't think anyone's ever gone harder.
Yeah.
I mean, what an accomplishment in its own right.
I mean,
given the competition.
Right. I'm shocked. I mean, I'm so happy that he's made it through. Yeah, it's really harrowing. Okay. He said if you get hypnotized, you can't be used as a witness in a case. And we were like,
that's what he thought.
Yeah, that's what he thought. And so I checked. It says, no, being hypnotized does not automatically disqualify someone from being a witness in court, but the fact of the hypnosis can affect the witness's credibility and the admissibility of the hypnotically refreshed testimony, which is often viewed as inherently unreliable. Okay, so it is a little tricky.
Yeah, it could render his testimony useless.
Exactly.
Which is really interesting. Did you happen to read the New York Times article this weekend about this person who wrote a book who had memories that they uncovered during MDMA therapy?
No.
Very fascinating article. Yeah.
Well, that goes against what we've heard about repressed memories.
Yeah. I'll send you the article.
Yeah, I want to read it. Now, what is the correct way of typing called? Touch typing.
Oh, it's not what I was thinking.
Technique of typing without looking at the keyboard by relying on muscle memory to locate the keys. This method involves using all 10 fingers and resting them on the home row keys.
Thank you, home row keys.
ASDF for the left hand and JKL for the right hand.
JKL, Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh my God. Wow. There was a statement said that Nick Cage does more movies than anyone alive. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. But I got curious who is credited with the most. And it's Eric Roberts.
Oh, wow. Julia Roberts' brother.
Eric Roberts is often cited as the American actor with the most film credits.
I can do an impersonation of him, but I have to block myself from you.
Okay.
They took my fucking thumbs, Johnny.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty good Eric Roberts.
Okay, wow.
In the Pope of Greenwich Village.
Oh, my. He has over 450 film credits. Wow. And 191 TV credits.
Wow.
Yeah.
Busy.
Busy bee.
Think of what his residual statement looks like.
Yeah. By the way, this is American actors. Congrats, Eric
Do we
Roberts.
know how many Nick has been in?
Ooh.
He's never done TV, to my knowledge. So it would only be films.
How many credits does Nick Cage have? 116 or more. That's not helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, I got at least 119.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Weird.
And mostly, I think only starring roles. It's not like,
Yeah, probably.
like mine's more than it should be because I'm like guesting once in a while here
Right.
and there. I come into a movie and say one line because it's friend. You know, it's not real.
Yeah. Well, it's real, but it's
Just not a
not the same.
not
I guess.
116 lead roles.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. And that's it.
Okay. Love you.
Yeah, love you.